DA arrives right in the nick of time.
I don't know why you think that is. The cats.
Of course. Oh, I came in. The second I opened my door, all I saw was something scurry past me. And I was like, where did you come from?
Was it Sasuke?
No, it was McChicken.
Really? Because Sasuke's been zooming. I don't know, was it? Because normally he won't, I'll hold the door and put my foot out, but he's been duking and I'm like, what's getting into you?
Yeah.
F him.
Hey.
Getting there.
Really? Nah, there is only one suck cat. And it is Ing McChicken. Oh, what is this one?
Remember, it's only live streams.
That's interesting.
To switch to member. Once it finishes, it goes immediately to members only.
That's not. I don't care about that. I'd like a stream that only members can get. That could be interesting. Oh no, we can do that already. That's nothing.
No, it's just like, all right, I said some dirt here.
Yeah, only the payers can get it. Hello, it's me, Dr. Rabbit. It's time for some Family Guy funny moments. Rabbit Rep is very appreciated. ALX at work, what a pleasant surprise.
That's the best time.
I forgot about this dude. How many months did y'all revisit him? Like 7, 8? He made this video like a year ago. Mm-hmm. It's been about a year since the first stream and we never left. Hey, it's me again, international best-selling Arthur Quan Mills. It is 6 p.m. for me, Swag in Ohio. Scam, y'all ready for the best part 2 of all time? Scam. Hey, the boys was good. Yeah, that's everybody. So what's up? Jerobo, Sobel13, Ruby, Hope, Jay is Gay, Random Guy 56, Jerobo, Priscilla, My Ordinary Life. Yeah, this is what it is. What'd you forget? Watch, water.
Watch. Yeah.
What's up, Devil O? Yeah, so DA was not here in the nick of time. He actually had to go get something. But yeah, we're talking about Kaden Makes Films. We revisited him about cat got in his room. We revisited him about a year ago for a live stream. And that was only part 1 of this video. And he always said part 2 was coming, and eventually he did make his part 2, and it came out today. And it's very weird that Zolaris was also like, hey, part 2's coming, and it never did. The long-awaited part 2 of the video I made nearly a year ago is here. Thank you for all the constant support, and I hope this was worth the wait. Support Captain Mack's channel, and he links the channel. And then follow him on Twitter. I'm only mentioning because he didn't say X, so he gets the big thumbs up on that one. What happened? The second you opened your door, the cat ran in. Which one?
The second. It was McChicken.
Yeah, of course! The suck cat! There's only one.
I'm just saying, they can both be suck cats.
They can both be suck cats, but one is just kind of sucky as opposed to a suck cat. Can't even remember what the last arguments of part 1 was. Probably gonna re-listen to it. I think he mentioned, he has a timestamp where he mentioned something. Was this the Tanny stream? No, Zolaris was the Tanny stream. So we're waiting on his part 2 as well. Also,
No, I think he finished it up.
Did he? I don't think
sure.
so.
Doesn't matter.
Does not even begin to matter. We're talking about this one.
Hey bro, where's the next video?
Is part coming out soon? Speaking of, when is part 2 coming out? When is part 2 coming out? Part 2
Is it wise to portray people in such a way when they simply want the next part of the video
as the prototypical nerd
or irrational?
Yeah.
It's
still waiting for it. Still waiting for it. Part 2. Is part 2 part 2?
Your savior is here.
Now we can do that because y'all, but
hey, where's Marky Monk? Yeah, okay, never.
After a slight break, I am back and ready to cover this video for the final time. For the rules and how I go about covering video essays like this one, I suggest that you check out part 1 for any new viewers who are seeing this. I have received a lot of feedback in part 1, and I read a lot of them, whether the comments were good, bad, or neutral. To all the people willing to give actual criticism, whether it was in favor of me or against me, I thank you. Here's a gold star. For this part, the video, and for people thinking that I'm going to cover every point like how I did in the last one, I will not do that. I want to cover the main problems I have with this video and move on to—
How's it longer?
T-Rex525 says,
More points.
how dare you start a stream without telling me? And after I went and watched it when it premiered.
Nobody told you to watch it when it premiered.
Nobody in the world told you to do this. Not a single person.
other essays or videos about other series. You all do know I like other series outside of Demon Slayer. The last thing I want to mention before getting to the point of this video, I just want to remind people what these types of posts are about. This video is not being made just because Captain Mack does not like Demon Slayer. Same with any other creator or viewer. It is fine not to like a series. However, I do have problems when people make claims about a series, and those points are a dubious interpretation of what is being presented in the series.
Ooh, dubious interpretation. He has a problem. Let's remember that, just in case he does any kind of dubious interpretations
of Captain Mack's points.
Yes, or the series itself. Like, the reason why they don't do this is because I think blah, blah,
that
blah.
type of stuff.
Or just outright incorrect. Things we as viewers of this
Or
series
just
can
outright incorrect things that we viewers.
ALX stream on Friday. Does this mean Mark Month or Last of Us 21 24-hour stream? Neither one is possible.
Physical impossibility.
This interpretation of what is being presented in the series, or just outright incorrect. Things we as viewers of these series can discuss amongst ourselves and possibly reach a conclusion. I, nor anyone, can force an opinion on how much X person likes a series. While it is true, someone can have their mind changed about writing elements, and that causes a shift in their enjoyment, at the end of the day, it isn't something that I can control. If you want to comment that I am attacking him because he doesn't share the same interest as me, feel free to keep it to yourself, or don't, and boost this video in the algorithm. Anyways, enjoy the video.
Listen for a second.
That was 2 minutes. That's very long.
Yes.
Shinobu's poison uses wisteria flower, a type of plant that demons...
Poison! Okay.
Wisteria off the bat is
From where we left off. Okay, good.
are weak to. Even if the demons don't die from this poison, it does render them weak and slows their ability to regenerate.
Can Muzan turn animals into demons?
I'd say so.
Oh.
I'd say so.
Random Guy 56 says, she gatekeeping it.
Exactly, that's the next point.
So why the Fortnite doesn't every Demon Slayer coat their blade with this stuff? That sounds like a pretty useful debuff to carry around. Really good way to level the playing field.
Although there is no direct answer, we can use context from the Doma fight that...
Okay, so nebulous.
Interpretations.
Interpretations.
Which he just said.
The first point, you go, there is no answer, so we can move on. You said we're getting the major points, and you immediately start with, ain't no answer, so we can guess based upon this. That is bonkers.
Really good way to level the playing
He
field.
has a good point, but in my head canon, there's a demon cat working for Tama. Yes, there is.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's just no point in doing so.
Why not? The crows?
Oh, demon lion. No, wait, actually.
Yeah, that the number 4 dude that had the tiger with him. Just a demon tiger?
I think it was the number 2. Doma.
Yeah.
Although there is no direct answer, we can use context from the Doma fight that should explain why most of the Demon Slayers do not use poison like her. Every time she uses poison against a demon, it changes the compound and dosage, so the demons cannot share information and break it down easier.
Pause. Share the information. They are going to die if you use the poison. The poison that was used in the entertainment district, we know nothing about that poison. But it said on panel that
Jirabote says, I've already explained this earlier. Only lesbians can use the anti-demon flower.
we don't discriminate here against any kind of beings. But
Except feet people.
in the entertainment district, the wives of Tengen made a poison, or they were given a poison that would paralyze a demon for half a day. A normal demon. We don't know anything about that poison, but they made it. Shinobu is a poison expert, so assuredly she can make it, or they can share knowledge and improve it, or anything like that. You freeze that demon for half a day, and then they just walk away and you don't kill them? That makes no sense. And the whole sharing of the information thing, I was rampaging in old dude's comments, the one that we did last week.
Oh, really?
Rampaging, and
When?
a lot of people all week.
What? What are you doing?
So a lot of
DA?
people have brought up this point of just like, oh, they share things. Like, so I had to go through the manga and just go, okay, Akaza reports something to Muzan that he killed Rengoku and he didn't find the flower. Why did he have to report that if Muzan could just see through his eyes? So that means that he always can't. And what evidence do we have that they're sharing any kind of information? All this dude does is say, this is stronger than the poison that you used on Rui's Mountain. How does he know that? Because everybody that was on Rui's Mountain is dead. So the second that she uses the poison, do they all share that information? Well, that doesn't make sense because she's been a Hashira for years. So just now they're sharing the information? So that makes no sense. So this whole sharing this information stuff is completely moot. It's a terrible point.
Here. And while not every demon builds resistance as fast as Doma, in a hypothetical, these demons constantly encountered mass-produced poison, and it wouldn't take long for them to resist it, as they would also be constantly sharing.
It wouldn't take long. That is an assumption out of this world, because again, a hand demon in the forest has been sitting in that forest for 50 years and has never gotten out of the forest because of the wisteria. He mentioned because of the wisteria. No immune to that. He's eaten dozens of people. I forget how many people exactly, but he's eaten dozens of people. Doesn't have a blood demon art for some reason. Let's not talk about that. But he's eaten dozens of people. When you eat people, you get stronger. He's gotten stronger, but he's not immune yet. So where's this immunity coming from?
How are they supposed to resist the poison with each subsequent use of poison? They don't share blood.
They don't share like, I'm gonna Wi-Fi this back to Muzan what this poison is.
And then he would have
Hope
to
can see
create...
that says, not if they die. Even if they learn poison is being used, they don't share an immune system.
Yeah, they would have to, like, concoct an anti-venom to it, as opposed to just, I'm just gonna change my blood to help counteract it. It would need to be mutations or evolution based on something they've encountered multiple times. You can't just go, you shared information. Like, we as humans share information, but we're not immune to things just because the next person is.
And we have exactly one example of somebody building up an immunity, and it is the number 2 Hashira. When Shinobu,
I think is in tune with poison, I want to say. I can't quite remember.
When Shinobu stabbed him, she was like, please work. So she wasn't even confident in it.
Information about this mass-produced poison. There is a reason why Shinobu calls poison a double-edged sword.
This is the only time that we're given this information. It was right then and there where he said, this is the poison. This is stronger than what you used on Rui's Mountain, which we have no idea how he knows that information.
And it's not like we know if he counteracted poison based on that or anything, or if he's just naturally resistant to poison. Because the thing... Eat me poison worked. So it's not like he's immune to poison. He personally might just be resistant to it.
This seems like just the laziest way that the mangaka went, people are talking about this. Let me have 2 lines and move. That's why she never did this. Because everybody would have been immune to it.
How?
Well, this is the only person that's using it. So what does it matter if they're immune to it? I mean, if 50 people are using it, okay, they get immune to it faster. But here, she's the only person that's using it. So what's going on? Who cares if they're getting immune if the whole thing is to cut off their heads?
The only thing I can really interpretation, of course. The only thing I can really extrapolate from what Shinobu just said is, with the double-edged sword and sharing information, that if we were to create a poison strong enough to kill Muzan, they may learn of it because we've been using it on other demons. And so they may be able to counteract it with a certain thing.
But
And
this is just an interpretation.
yes, pure interpretation.
The Slayers are nowhere close to the level of knowledge Shinobu has with.
And she keeps that information to herself.
They're not close to it because she's gatekeeping.
Yes.
She's the only person using poison in Wisteria.
Mm-hmm. And people use the excuse of, all the Hashira are so busy and stuff, but she has time to have a moonlit conversation with Tanjiro. If you have that time, you have time to write down the components of your poison.
Demon physiology and pharmacology. If a demon builds resistance to their mass-produced poison, they would not be skilled enough to make it effective again by applying the correct compound and dosage.
If a demon were to, there's so many qualifiers there because who to say they ever would?
And then all of a sudden they just can't make a whole new one. Shinobu is all I got.
Changes needed. Another question is, who is manufacturing this poison? As we know, finding
Shinobu? The person with...
If it was mass produced, who would be manufacturing?
The Demon Slayer head dude who has a lot of money based upon his ability to see the future such that he can pay the Demon Slayers or the Hashiras, quote, whatever they want, which was in a volume extra.
They have a swords village that is exclusive to them, basically.
Yes.
They have a roaming family who owns a bunch of hotels that is loyal to them for life. They could lay their...
They have a whole bunch of people that just run into towns after demons come to clean it up.
If they have all these
Death
things...
says, damn is this evolution cause I am drowning in qualifiers.
If they have all these things, how would they not have the capability to go, we're gonna have 8 people manufacturing poison weapons and that type of...
Hey, Aoi, or people similar to Aoi, you're not strong enough for the Demon Slayer Corps? Cool, you can still be an R&D for this poison.
It would be so much different if, like, there was a betrayer in the Demon Slayer Corps to where, we can't trust everybody, so we try to keep these things really tight.
We have 2 lines of the poison on Rui's Mountain, and it's a double-edged sword because they share information, neither of which makes sense.
About the organization enjoying it is not very easy. The corps themselves not having a surplus of members.
They have legitimately like 10 people run into a town to clean it up.
Yes. And it's their own fault that they're so small because how do you join the Demon Slayer Corps? Well, you just gotta see a Demon Slayer and then ask about joining them. That's how you do it. There is no recruitment. So it's their own fault that they're small and therefore they can't do the poison thing because they're so small. You're creating the problem.
It's a question of who is going to mass produce this poison. The swordsmiths are already too busy, making, repairing, and taking the swords to the Slayers. The Kakushi, while not on the front lines, have already multiple different roles to play, including hiding vital areas for the corps.
Hey, you recognize that you're mentioning a lot of groups of people that are just here.
Yes.
This would have just been another group of people that would have been here. Yes. You're saying who would start doing this now as opposed to the 5 to 10 years since Shinobu's been part of it. And I think even her sister was into poison.
And recruit people specifically for this. Your town has been wiped out. You have no ability to cut this giant rock and you don't want to get killed by a demon. Come here, earn a wage, make poison. Instead of just, demons don't exist. They're a secret.
Providing first aid and making or repairing the corps uniforms, which I would argue is more useful than mass producing poisons that the demons will build a resistance to, and that
repairing their clothes that demons are strong enough, are getting stronger and can rip through is more important than the potential that some demon in the future may
build up an immunity and then
to this specific poison,
and then Wi-Fi that to all demons, and then everybody has an immunity. Okay. The whole thing about the Demon Slayer outfits are that they reduce very minor slashes and bites and things like that.
Yes.
I don't think it's been said a single time that somebody has been saved because they have that
garb.
Yes. May have been. I don't remember.
It's just a couple of their roles. All this isn't even considering on how they would be able to effectively supply them with their poisons for slayers that could be in wildly different...
Here's your sword. Here's your poison. The crows can carry it.
Crows.
Taylor Tammy, where art thou?
Crows carry the information.
Yes.
Maybe they carry the poison.
Yes.
Maybe you
Because-
have specific crows in different regions that carry the poison to Demon Slayer hubs.
When the Super Blood kid in the Drum Demon arc, which is like, you got to go down the mountain. He was like, but I'm scared of demons. The bird coughed up some wisteria, which is like, this will protect you. Them rest house can have more poison supplies. Like I said before, they can recruit people as demon slayers. It is this hopelessness
Crows
that
in different area codes.
But it's just this helplessness that he's assigning to them. Like, well, they don't have enough people. Well, even if they did have a people, how would they mass produce? It's just like, okay, get more people.
Yes.
Oh, but they don't know about them. Well, why don't they know them? Well, they don't.
different areas across the country. Distribution is also a factor. There also stands to reason that you'd be taking time away from
interpretations.
Interpretations
across the country. Distribution is also a factor. There also stands to reason that you'd be taking time away from Shinobu, who is already a Hashira, which has more responsibilities than killing demons.
Hey, outside of our core group of people encountering upper moons, what have we seen, or moons period, what have we seen Hashira do?
We saw Giyu patrolling in the beginning.
Yes.
Giyu and Shinobu were close enough that they could go to the Butterfly Mountain to get assigned to Rui's Mountain.
Yep.
Who knows what they were doing things when they got letters about Rengoku's death.
Yep.
I think they were like just standing there though.
Yep.
That's pretty chill.
And then you can just take them all for training. You could just take them all off the front line.
Tengen got time for 3 whole wives.
Shinobu and Kanoa are standing in a town.
Okay.
Love Hashira is sitting down under an umbrella with some food.
Okay.
Miss Hashira is walking around some bamboo.
Okay.
Tengen, he's in front of like a tarp.
Okay.
Snake Hashira is standing on a roof.
Okay.
Earth Hashira is standing there with Gunman.
Yep. Genya.
Wind Hashira is training.
Okay.
Giyu is standing there.
Okay. They're too busy
to write down things in between. They're walking around doing what when the crows are essentially. What'd you miss? A little bit of poison stuff.
Covering a large area. Her role as a medic in the corps has saved many slayers, by the way.
Suck my dick. That's my request to you.
So it saved many. So she has the time to develop the antidotes, but she doesn't have time to develop the poison.
For mass produce.
Okay.
How did they mass produce those antidotes in medicine? How did they mass produce those to where they could just rock up and go, here it is.
Oh, you're all turned into spiders? Well, we got the antidote for that. Here you go.
What's up? Tengen he retired and then he was in the Hashira training and he fought no, he was protecting the head dude.
He was protecting the people that were sending out orders.
Junko, but also keeping up with her own training. You would then be asking her to take on another heavy burden to keep coming up with new poisons for the corps that will become useless again.
How are they useless when they've always worked except for the number 2 upper moon? The third strongest of all demons.
This person is not thinking about the fact that she has been using poisons for years.
4 years!
And they have never built up an immunity. Why not?
This poison was simply not strong enough for the third strongest demon, but when he ate her, there was a poison within her that was strong enough to kill him.
It just doesn't make sense that he's just like, no, they'll build up an immunity just because 50 people are using this poison. That just makes zero. No, there's not. No, we're not.
Some late night Goku T23.
No, we're not.
No, what?
Can we go back to that screenshot of what it said?
You heard it.
Hashira usually didn't train anyone but their Sugoku protege simply because they were too busy. In addition to providing security for large regions, the Hashira had many other responsibilities, including gathering information on demon and training to further improve their own skills.
Gathering information? What does that mean? What information have they gathered? Because they haven't killed an upper moon in a century. Yeah. And they said that finding a lower moon is super rare. So what information do they have when 40 people are getting taken off the train before you start sending people to investigate the train?
14 people disappeared in that swamp demon one, and they sent a dude that's like the second lowest rank to go check that out.
Muzan decimates Tanjiro's family, and I guess Giyu just had a sixth sense and just teleported over there. What was that about? Wish there was more downtime with the Hashira so we could care about their death. That would be good.
Hey, but what about a quick flashback and I'll always loved you, and then they died?
And you know, I was born in a snake village, and I was the snake that was okay.
And then, did you hear the sweeping music? Jesus Christ, that's jackpot! 248,000? Congrats, piece of steak. Also, keep in mind, Tengen was a part of the Hashira training arc. Afterwards, we went on bodyguard duty for the leader's son.
Take on another heavy burden to keep coming up with new poisons for the corps that will become useless again. It should be clear by...
When has it been useless except the third strongest demon? We have never seen a demon go, you've used this before, and we have grown.
And also, when she used her... against the spider demon, she just goes click click. She knows nothing about this demon, but she just goes click click, here's a poison.
And it worked.
And
now as to why not every demon slayer uses poison.
His first thought is that Tanjiro is too kind for his own good, which makes him hesitate to kill his enemies.
Poison doesn't give as much of an advantage as you think. It stopped a upper moon for a second.
Yes. The poisons that Tengen's wives made is said to stop a demon for half a day. If you can stop that demon for half a day, you can cut off his head. That demon is not getting away. And that is just some basic no-name poison that wives of a ninja made. You can't say that it's not.
Especially since a poison killed the third strongest demon.
There are exactly 2 times that we've seen that it doesn't work outside of Muzan. The number 3 guy and Daki and Gyutaro. And they accomplished what they needed to, which was stopping him for half a second and keeping them alive.
Why not just go for the head if you're getting close enough? They should be using bows and arrows tipped with poison. If Shinobu can have a sword with a hollow point or a hollow interior where poison can be injected into it and then pushed out, there is no reason you cannot do the same for bows and arrows or kunai or whatever.
And also, you might not be strong enough to cut off that particular demon's head. Tanjiro and Inosuke had a hard time with the big spider dude in the Rui's forest. But if they had a little bit of that poison that could stop them for half a day, well, they could easily do that. Rui's mountain would not have happened if they had a little bit of poison, because it wasn't Rui that was killing them. It was all the lesser spiders that were killing them. So all that massacre, that wouldn't have happened if they had a little bit of poison. That half a day poison.
Mm-hmm.
Caring too much could be a really big weakness for Tanjiro because it would prevent him from killing dangerous enemies quickly. Yet after training with the Rokodaki, that side of his character disappears entirely. You could call this character development, but it isn't. It's resolved too fast. It doesn't affect the plot at any point.
Poison only works for Shinobu because of her exceptional speed.
All lightning breathers should be thunder breathers should be using this then. Every single one of them. Tanjiro should be using it because he's just as fast as thunder breathers now.
If you get a cut on a demon and inject a little bit of poison, then they are frozen. It doesn't matter.
They hit an upper moon with it to freeze them for half a second. So all this Shinobu's fast enough. Somebody hit an upper moon with it to stop them for half a second.
Tanjiro actually does not resolve his indecisiveness too quickly after the situation with
but it was hardly an advantage. They look at the panels.
It kept them alive.
I just want to thank my family, my friends, and BG for rigging this jackpot. Also, screw all you poor boys get scammed cucks.
If you stop them for half a second, that is half a second where you get closer then they can get to you.
Or their claw isn't at your throat.
Or they're not using their blood art.
Later on in the series, he proceeds to not know how to save the passengers on the Mugen train.
Oh, that's not indecisive based upon him being nice. That is, there are 3 things that I need to do at once, and I can't do all 3 of them because I'm one person. This is not the same thing. He literally said because he's so nice. It's not the fact that all he heard, just like the last dude, was indecisiveness, and he just went, well, here's him being indecisive. What's the best course of action to take here? And it's very difficult to do so.
On multiple occasions. He also was very unsure of himself on what to do when Dr.
This is not even worth listening to because he did not understand the point.
Point safely avoided. Let me just step right on over this point right here.
I see a point in a rose. So you're saying swords should be coated in poison, or they should coat arrows and kunai? I'm saying they should coat arrows, kunai, things that mid to long range would allow them to freeze a demon, a lower demon, a non-moon demon for half a day. Even if it freezes them for 10 seconds.
That's still 10 seconds that you can do something and they cannot.
Jay says, Rengoku did the big pretty and died cause no poison.
Cause no poison!
And we talked about this before. If you're in a fight with 16 people and you have a bat, would you rather have just that bat or a bat and a gun? Why would you not have additional tools to help you in a situation where you're overwhelmed and dying on a spider mountain?
Also, eat my shorts, Corey. Stay broke and grinding, bro.
He was going to attack while he was restraining his sister, deciding whether or not it was worth taking the risk letting her go and possibly killing someone innocent, or to keep Nezuko restrained and allow Daki to destroy the entire building, which could lead to even more innocent people dying.
That's not having to do with him being nice.
Yes, the entirety of the point was his kindness led to the indecisiveness, and we no longer see that after the training. You only heard his indecisiveness. But demons move too fast. Again, a upper moon was hit with it.
Yes.
You have to understand this. An upper moon that has not been killed for a century was hit with poison by non-demon slayer. Or was it Tengen?
It was the wives.
Yeah, non-demon slayers.
And just a contraption.
Ninjas, non-demon slayers.
It was just a machine that shot them. It's not like they're shooting them at the speed of light or anything.
So I can't accept that answer. Considering, again, Upper Moon are amongst the strongest. These 2 demons canonically are the 7th strongest demons in terms of ranking.
Reread the fight. He was not fighting a Hashira and 3 strong demon slayers. He was fighting 1 Hashira. Everybody else was laid out. You need to think about these things. Don't just start spouting things out. He was not in the combat with Inosuke and Zenitsu didn't even fight him like that. It was simply Tanjiro and Tengen. And he was only fighting Tengen at that point.
And Daki was going to destroy the building if Tengen had not shown up. The arc right after, Tanjiro had a big decision which he did not make himself, whether to save Nezuko or the
Hey, that has nothing to
That
do
has
with kindness.
nothing to do with his kindness. You don't understand the point, and you are literally killing that straw man.
blacksmiths. Nezuko had to make that
Yeah,
decision.
but Gyutaro helps Daki fight. What point do you think that you're addressing? That doesn't address the point that you just literally lied, said he was fighting.
Misremembered.
He was fighting 3 strong demon slayers. No, he was not. He was fighting 1.
For him, Tanjiro really doesn't become more sure of himself until the Infinity Castle arc. Another flaw that you could point out in Tanjiro's character is that he deals with survivors' guilt. There are multiple
That was a terrible cut of your audio.
So
survivor's guilt is not in and of itself a flaw. The PTSD from survivor's guilt can be a flaw,
which could lead to like him not taking action because of the memory and
trying too hard to protect everybody
trauma.
else. Because it's the same thing from Justice League where Batman was trying to get everybody to work together, and Superman's like, why would I do this when I can run in and handle the situation so someone like Flash doesn't get hurt, someone like Green Lantern doesn't get hurt.
It's a scam.
If he was like, I want to make sure nobody else is getting hurt, so he's doing too much, then you could say it's a flaw.
Manus, I'm gonna say Manus. I don't know how to pronounce it. Do you accept that if they had that half-a-day poison, that Rui's Mountain would not have happened? It wasn't a very big advantage there with an upper moon, but if you're a lower ranked demon and you have a little bit of poison, it can save your life. Do you accept that Rui's Mountain, that massacre, would not have happened in that way if they had that little bit of poison? Obviously, poison isn't going to help in every single situation, but in the situations that it does help, it will help a lot.
And we've seen situations that would have allowed for that help greatly.
Times where Tanjiro feels guilty about being the sole survivor out of his family. The most prevalent example is in the Mugen Train arc when
the
he's
spiders
in the
use strings. So the big spider that came up to Tanjiro and Inosuke, that just didn't happen? Can you say for sure that every single person was killed on that mountain by the strings? You can't.
And the sole survivor out of his family. The most prevalent example is in the Mugen Train arc when he is in the dream and has to make the decision whether to stay in the dream.
You cannot
what point are you addressing? Enough of this.
Are you making? This has nothing to do with indecisiveness.
He wanted to. He could stay in this dream and be happy.
How's that a flaw?
I'm just saying you said it has nothing to do with indecisiveness.
Oh, okay.
It does. But if we're talking about flaws,
the indecisiveness would have been, I've learned this is fake. Do I continue this?
The T-Rex 525 says,
it's right there on the screen.
Curious, have we seen any poison, just not straight up kill any lower demon that's not a moon?
It seemed like. Okay, so you're just assuming things. So you can't say for sure that they were all killed by strings, can you?
And stay with his family, or to return to the real world, which isn't ideal. He has to make the sacrifice to leave his family when he could just ignore all of his responsibilities, and when he finally does make the decision to leave the dream, to abandon his family once again, he thinks to himself how, no matter how long it will be, he will always think that he is sorry, that he could not save them, and wishes that he could have just stayed with that life, as he never wanted to become a demon slayer.
There's no point in addressing this, because it's not even the point.
And how's this a flaw?
He's lost in the sauce.
Another prime example of Tanjiro dealing with survivor's guilt is dealing with the death of Rengoku.
Why do you keep pausing with survivor's guilt?
This editing has not improved.
As in multiple arcs, he has to
What
deal
proof
with
do you have that poison will give a huge advantage? It says for half a day.
It's not all the strings, because the non-string girl that Shinobu killed had said she ate or killed a couple people. And she was not a string user, if I'm remembering correctly. So it is not that everybody on that mountain died with strings.
Unable to save his mentor, pinning the death on himself and not being strong enough with his techniques to save him. And when other people in front of Tanjiro are in danger, he mentions how he cannot watch people die in front of him anymore. And directly
how's that a flaw?
It's a flaw.
After the events of Mugen Train, Tanjiro dealt with depression. To continue on this even further, Tanjiro actually uses his...
Dealing with depression is not a flaw! What was the actual text? Even Tanjiro is depressed. I wouldn't even... He's down trotting.
He can hear that he's depressed, sir.
Oh.
With his super hearing.
Dealt with depression. To continue on this even further, Tanjiro actually uses his survival guild to relate to Giyu. And we can see by what Tanjiro thinks and how he relates to Giyu himself, he actually thought at one point that it might have been better had Rengoku survive rather than himself, and how it might have been better.
Yeah, because he's a Hashira.
For the world.
Yeah, this just isn't due to him being nice. So
And it has nothing to do with a flaw.
Literally no point in addressing this.
Had
Blood is just yapping.
Had
Why do we always get one guy defending the series in live? Never two, never three, always one.
While I don't think Tanjiro is the most flawed character ever, I will say he isn't perfect either.
No, there's a difference between perfection and no flaws, even though that seems antithetical to what perfection and no flaws mean. A perfect character would be someone who has no like trials and tribulations, just goes through life, no issue. Superman walking
says,
through America
Just
is like,
curious, why was there a future telling man in DS?
Because there needed to be.
there needed to be. What are Tanjiro's flaws?
Ability of katana-style swords was brought up and explained very.
And keep in mind, I don't care about flaws or lack of flaws.
Doesn't matter to me.
It does not matter to me. My favorite superhero is Superman, and people think he's flawless.
But I have eyes.
Early in the series. So I saw Tanjiro breaking his sword over and over as a major flaw in his ability to fight that he needs to overcome. But no. After the third time that happens, Tanjiro goes to the swordsmith village and they explain that it's not his fault. His blacksmith is the one to blame for making swords that break so easily. He'll never change. He'll never change. Ever since he was 15, always the same. Couldn't stop breaking his swords. But not our Tanjiro. Couldn't be precious Tanjiro. And he gets to be a demon slayer? What a sick joke.
While I do agree Tanjiro breaking his swords is not fully his fault, since we were bringing up physical struggles that he has.
Why does he keep going to Avengers?
His editing has not.
Does he see himself as the logical Iron Man in this situation?
His editing has not.
That would be a flaw if it actually led to the negative. Almost gave him away means nothing. Too kind? In what way?
Deal with. I think the Hinokami.
If we've said this before, but a flaw to me is it is a hindrance to something in the or someone in the story. If his kindness has never been a hindrance to a thing, like there was a demon that turned good, and then he encounters another demon that acts like that previous demon, but in actuality, he ends up hurting somebody. In that case, his kindness was a flaw. But if it amounts to almost nothing negative in the story, I don't see how it could be a flaw.
Kagura is an actual flaw that Tanjiro has to work with throughout the series. Examples include.
Go back.
Kagura is an actual flaw that Tanjiro has to work with throughout the series.
In what way?
Examples include failing to defeat Rui on his own and whip.
How is that a flaw?
He just wasn't strong enough. That's not a flaw. Inexperience is not a flaw.
I don't remember the Akaza fight, so I couldn't personally tell you if that happened. It may
especially considering you're not explaining why he revealed himself,
and it could even be that it was a movie exclusive. I truly don't know because I don't remember the fight. And it could also be that it's a mutual respect thing. I will not attack you from behind because you did not attack me from behind. I truly just do not remember the situation.
Being weak is a flaw, I guess.
Had been killed without the help of Nezuko, and immediately after the fight, the Kagura completely drained him, making him unable to move. His lack of mastery.
Because he wasn't used to it.
This was the first time that he did it, and he was already injured from that fight.
Over the Hinokami
T. Morris
Kagura.
says, inexperience can be a flaw, but being just outmatched isn't.
I wouldn't even say inexperience can be a flaw. Well, it can be, again, if it leads to something negative in the series. Tanjiro... Like, if Tanjiro puts someone in danger because of his inexperience, then you could say that. Like, Hashira would have did it this way instead of just being stronger.
Or somebody had a bow and arrow and he picked it up and he shot a person instead of the demon.
Yes.
Results in him being unable to move and save Rengoku or help in decapitating Akaza. Tanjiro not
He
being
wouldn't have been able to help decapitate Akaza. He couldn't decapitate Rui. And with a couple months of training, he's going from the number 8 or 9 to the number 3, dude. Come on now.
enough with the Hinokami to save multiple citizens in the Entertainment District arc.
This is not a flaw.
All the single furries, all the single furries, all the single furries, all the single furries.
My 2-year-old can't ride a bike. What a flawed man. Thank you for the super chat, Hope. Rui was number 11 out of 12.
He stank.
What about when he couldn't fulfill his duties because of... Again, it led to nothing negative in the story. And I've just explained this. You can point to anything, but if it leads to nothing negative happening for a character, a person, Tanjiro himself, then I can't see it as a flaw, because at that point, it feels more like a quirk of the situation than an actual flaw. If Nezuko had been forced to go to sleep again for a year and just was out of the picture with the final fight, then you could say it's a flaw because of its indecisiveness. If the demon got away, then you could say it's a flaw. It almost did is exactly what I'm talking about. You can point to almost anything and go, this was almost a negative, so it is a flaw.
No.
When I've said, unless it's a negative, it is not a flaw.
Unless
is
it
not...
produced a negative.
0.0001 is not -1.
So in the Entertainment District arc was holding back Tengen in their fight versus Gyotaro. Some examples
It'd be
which the
like
anime
that,
has
Joe.
not covered yet, which would include not knowing the 13th form or not knowing all of the forms, which would have helped
Why would he know all the forms when he literally had to go back in time in order to learn it? How is that a flaw of him not being experienced in this bush?
Zenitsu's always annoying mythical ore, except when he gets super hype in the upcoming things. And that's super hype to people, not me.
against battles with Akaza and Muzan. Even after acquiring the knowledge of the 13th form, since his skill isn't at the level of his father
Shrimpo60
Oriorichi,
says,
which...
In one of the datebooks, Rui is said that Hai could have gone higher in the lower moons, but Hai stay number 5 for his family project.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. He just said
Even
something.
after acquiring the knowledge of the 13th form, since his skill isn't at the level of his father Oriorichi.
How is it a flaw that he's not as strong as other people?
Me having just recovered from literally dying and being blind in one eye is not stronger than the guy who literally made this form and it was the strongest guy in history.
And the only other guy that we've ever known to be able to inherit that form.
Oh, dang. This Tanjiro, man, he's a bucket of flaws, ain't he?
Which makes the battle against Muzan a lot more difficult than had he mastered the forms.
Yeah, it's more difficult, but that's not a flaw that he's not as good as he could be.
Because he had to travel back in time in this moment in order to learn it, and he's doing it for the first time while under the effects of being dead for a minute. Come on.
This paints a picture of a flaw that Tanjiro has externally much better than the example that Captain Mack decided to bring up for an external flaw.
For growth or development, and he really doesn't struggle throughout the story beyond struggling in a fight.
Okay, well, then why bring up breaking his sword then? Would that not constitute struggling in...
Fight!
Yeah, that is a fight.
His literal words were, he does not struggle much outside of a fight. And you go, well, in fights, he breaks his sword.
Yes, and Mac is attributing that to the swordsman village. So you can't say that that was a flaw on Tanjiro.
in a fight. Lacking the skill to keep your sword intact is struggling in a fight.
Oh, you just were not listening.
And that's
fine. You took a year for this. You had to have re-listened to this multiple times, and you did not understand the point.
Sidestep.
As you played the clip, off the point.
Sidestepping that point. Cha-cha now, y'all.
We're right back, Tanny.
Okay, so this part of the video, we'll be covering all of the points he makes about Tanjiro being the chosen one, as he kind of divides this up into subsections, so I will go through and tackle all the major points.
In terms of his exploits and how he affects the world, Tanjiro is absolutely the chosen one, longer than his current rank would suggest, and I would argue that he is. The reason for that is because before this battle, Tanjiro awakened to a new power. Breathing is the first and strongest form of breathing, which was passed down in Tanjiro's family line in the form of a ceremonial dance. Now, I have a question about sun breathing. Why is it the strongest? Or more specifically, why is Tanjiro stronger
The T-Rex
for being
525 says, Will we be covering Captain Mack's points, Kaden?
No, I don't think we will. It's painful.
able to use it is the first form of total concentration breathing, and that every other form of breathing is an offshoot of sun breathing that was developed for demon slayers that found sun breathing too difficult to utilize. Now, this could be a decent explanation for why it's so powerful, but it really isn't. One reason you could give is that sun breathing is the strongest because it negates the weaknesses inherent in every other lesser form. But we've already established that each type of breathing is functionally the same, with none of
Having a little stamina drain is very useful, I'd say. What other forms produce stamina drains?
Why did this one produce a stamina drain?
every other lesser form. But we've already established that each type of breathing is functionally the same, with none of them having any major drawbacks. So what we're left with is the explanation that sun breathing is strong because it's hard to do, which is a pretty terrible explanation.
The answer should be pretty obvious, as sun breathing is the original breathing style.
He literally just said this.
Yes, and you're simply going by what the manga says, and you're not addressing Captain Mack's point.
Which is, functionally, it's the same, because we, the audience, don't really have any reason to believe they're any different, other than the story just saying, hey, they're different.
Sun breathing wasn't automatically the strongest. It was just wielded by the strongest.
Disagree.
Could you go back? Could you go back to that screenshot of Rengoku's daddy? The first breathing technique is the first breathing technique that ever was, and the strongest. Did you not read the It's right there.
Can see death says, the first gun is not stronger than a modern gun.
Yeah, so it is automatically the strongest based upon the manga screenshot that was right here. Rengoku's father didn't know. He's the one that told Tanjiro.
And he had the book on it.
Literally. When Goku on the train said, I don't know nothing about that Hinokami Kagura. I don't know nothing. But he does. So this is the only person alive that we have this information from, and you're just saying that he's wrong because it fits your narrative.
Tanjiro could not do anything to Rui.
It's the wielder, not the breathing style. It's the first breathing technique. The first breathing technique that ever was, and the strongest.
Don't believe your
Sun breathers can be the strongest, but dude,
again,
dude, I'm legitimately about to just hide this because this is denying what's on the screen. This is baby
Tanjiro
mode
was
stuff.
having trouble with water breathing. He did sun breathing, and then he had less to no troubles. He is factually stronger with sun breathing than water breathing. Now you could say his body doesn't feel as adept at it,
But there's no reason why it doesn't.
but there's no reason. Why doesn't everybody learn it? Because they can't. The series says they cannot.
Come on,
Man,
it doesn't convey the whole story. The dude is saying this.
This isn't even our point. This isn't us using the screenshot. It's the guy in the video, and his point at the bottom is, I think this is the reason, but okay. Meaning, he too believes his truthful lie.
Irene Belsirian is not the strongest dragon slayer. The baby from MHA doesn't have the best quirk, and Prince Lumiere wasn't the strongest wizard king.
Yeah, no, it doesn't exist like that.
Don't believe your lying eyes. He was able to cut off Rui's head when he couldn't do it with water breathing. Not
okay.
Legitimately. I'm about to just ignore this dude.
Yeah.
That's legitimately
If
just
you can't
being-
agree that you were incorrect there, and that's a dumb thing that's going on in Demon Slayer, then there's truly no reason to talk to you because you're not receptive
You're just
to
not
actual evidence that's on the screen.
Just legitimately not honest.
Why can't they learn it? They're just swinging swords? Doesn't matter. They can't.
And thus, all others are an imitation of the original form, trying to mimic its power. Rengoku's father calls them lesser forms of the original. Even Tanjiro theorizes that people decide to use different pairings of breathing techniques to fit them so they can exert their full strength, as not everyone can use sun breathing. Even Yorichi's own brother.
Nobody can.
Yeah.
Nobody
Nobody.
can. Hey, again, Mitsuru could not do flame breathing. It's not adept to her. She could not. Why? Because she couldn't.
Michikatsu laments that he could not use sun breathing, as even he knows that the ceiling for sun breathing is much higher than any other derivative. Going back to the point about it being only a mimic, here's an analogy. Let's say I have an apple, and I get 5 artists to draw that apple. No matter how good the artist can draw that apple, it will never be the object itself.
But it could. Of course not. It's food compared to a drawing.
Could it be better?
What
Could you take things from it and improve upon it?
What you should say is, I have a drawing of an apple, and then I have
Yes.
5 artists recreate that drawing, and it's gonna be based on their style, so it won't be exactly a Van Gogh or whatever. That's the analogy, not this is a food, and they're drawing it, but it will never be that food. An apple pie is a derivative of an apple. That's what happened there. It's not an apple, but it contains the elements of apple. That's what sun breathing is for the rest of this. Yes. Dishes made from apples, not a drawing of an apple.
Hope Can See Death says, "Now, here's an example. If I teach 5 people how to fire a gun, I am sure all of them could kill me."
They could.
Now, change the apple and the drawings of the apple to sun breathing and the derivatives. And now you can maybe see a bit clearer as to why sun breathing is the most powerful form.
No, this is just a bad analogy.
Yeah, it's legitimately just a bad analogy. Especially when you're just accepting the fact that, wind breathing just isn't as strong. It's just not. Because
a better one would be a group of chefs attempting to recreate a dish based on tasting it.
Yes, that would be a much better analogy.
Yes, that works perfectly for what he's
But
looking
in that case, it may not be the exact same thing, but you can make something better. And for some reason, you just can't make anything better than sun breathing. If 2 people have the same slash, but one uses sun breathing, the other uses water breathing, how is the sun stronger than the water breathing?
Because it is.
Because it is. Analogy is so much worse than trigger. I wouldn't say so. AIDS.
Is the most pure.
Calls into question the actual strength of the Hashira, because it stands to reason that a novice or even intermediate level sun breathing user would be weaker than a master sounding user. Yet which one of these heads lost an arm in this fight?
He goes on to say that he doesn't think Tanjiro is stronger than Uzui at this moment, which I agree with, but says he'll
Jay
bring this up
says,
later.
"Moon breathing is the thematic opposite of sun breathing."
Ah, yes.
Of course it is. We're brothers, and we're happy, and we're singing, and we're colored, but I'm down and you're up.
The main point that this is something, but I wanted to cover this before then, or else I would forget.
This is the point 4 blank.
Oh,
and it's something in the future.
However, I'm going to tackle why this is even stupid to bring up in the first place. Tengen lost his arm, and later on in the fight, his eye, because simply put, he fought Gyotaro by himself while poisoned, which was slowly making his condition worse and worse throughout the fight.
But he has ways to combat that poison as a shinobi, which is what he said. Could he have been just hyping himself up and just lying to get Daki or Gyutaro off his game and just like, yeah, I can fight. Of course I can fight. Maybe he was, but he's a ninja. He made poison to take down Gyutaro, so he has antidotes for it.
Before they start collectively fighting Daki, Tanjiro notes that Tengen is in bad shape due to that poison. Although a lot of Tengen and Gyotaro's 1v1...
What? In what way?
What the hell is A-list?
In what way is he in bad shape? Because you can't just say that. You're showing a screenshot, not showing any examples. Is he moving slower? Are his slashes not cutting as deep? Is he getting hit more? What's going on? Don't just show the screenshot and just go, the manga said it, and therefore it's true.
Is off screen while the trio are fighting Daki. We do know that Tengen had to forcibly stop his own heart temporarily to stop the poison. Which
you don't find that stupid? Y'all planning to do a jutsu month? If not, that's cool, guys. We may do a Jujutsu month someday.
It's going to be difficult.
People love Jujutsu, guys.
Absolutely.
If you notice, Tanjiro wasn't even
Norval
poisoned.
says, imagine being the only guy who can't resist poison in Demon Slayer.
Imagine.
Couldn't be me.
What'd you miss about the poison talk and some Tanjiro stuff?
Till nearly the end of the fight, which almost killed him, by the way. Also, we know if Tengen wasn't even there to begin with, Tanjiro was dead on multiple occasions. Man, forget losing an arm, Tanjiro almost lost his life multiple times.
But he walks away from it completely intact.
Yes.
Tengen loses an eye, loses an arm. Are you going to tell me that Gyutaro wasn't fighting Tanjiro as hard as he was Tengen? It makes no sense.
So, we've got Tanjiro awakening to a long-lost, powerful form of breathing that no one else is capable of using.
If you want to say this is a long-lost form still, despite other people knowing it, I guess, but I wouldn't...
Who knows it?
Who knows it?
Come, they know of it. Come on.
And even Rengoku literally didn't know about it.
So what?
I hear his voice. I hear his voice.
Really say this is a strong indicator for Tanjiro being the chosen one of the series, especially when a lot of the narrative was that Yoriichi was meant to be the chosen one the entire time, but ultimately failed. Which then ties into the narrative.
And who succeeded in his stead?
Yes.
You can't just be like, well, Tanjiro's not because this good dude was, but he wasn't.
About him passing down the breathing styles, which how the only true eternity is human emotions, which ultimately led to Muzan's defeat, as it wasn't just Tanjiro in the final battle. It was a whole collective effort, jumping
What is the point he's making?
I don't know.
Muzan at the end, which caused his defeat. One last thing about this Yoriichi point is, and to fully tie together Yoriichi and the emotion being eternity, is that Yoriichi himself did not defeat Muzan. However, the choices that he made during his life is what ultimately created the circumstances for this generation of Demon Slayers to defeat Muzan. So if anything, Yoriichi was the chosen one the entire time in the series, and it was also narratively implied like a lot.
Sun breathing is
narratively implied. You said that you weren't going to use, I forget what the exact word.
Leo Luster says, I mean Tanny Dose have the legendary burn mark of destiny.
Yes, he does. Themes, of course, themes.
This is like going, hey, Luke Skywalker is the chosen one when Rey defeats the baddest guy. It's not like the chosen one can be a singular person in the story and that's just the end. Because even in something like Harry Potter, Neville could have been the chosen one. And he is instrumental in defeating Voldy.
It's not the only magical power buff that Tanjiro suddenly awakens to when he needs it. The mark. Oh, hi, Mark. The mark is explained pretty vaguely, but the basic
So we're just
idea...
done with sun breathing? The fact that he's the only person that knows it because it's been passed down by his lineage? He was able to go back in time to see them of? He unlocked the transparent world without ever knowing about it?
He unlocked the mark, which allows the other people to unlock their marks.
He's the only Muv that mixes Demon Slayer forms. I mean, breathing concentration forms.
We can't escape from this mother. Where does he come from? What mark?
Is that manifesting the mark just makes you stronger. It's Demon Slayer's version of Super Saiyan, and just like Super Saiyan, it stops being special pretty quickly. See, the interesting thing about the mark is that it can only be manifested if the user has been in contact with someone else who has already manifested the mark. So that begs the question, how did Tanjiro manifest it? Well, Tanjiro was born on the first full moon during a summer equinox in the 20th century, making him, I'm just fucking with you, there's no reason. Awakening another long-lost, powerful ability inexplicably, which allows other people to be stronger just by the very nature of Tanjiro's existence. Chosen one indicator number 2.
We know that having the mark and using sun breathing is synonymous based off of what Senjuro Rengoku said in his letter to Tanjiro for the Entertainment District arc. And while he assumed that you had to be born with the mark to wield sun breathing, we do know that it's not fully correct, as all the way back.
And Kamino, you have an even greater power. Like you, those destined to wield sun breathing are born with a red mark on their foreheads. How many people has he seen with the red mark? And the people that were learning the sun breathing were learning because they were in direct contact with Yoriichi, who had the mark. So it wasn't that they were destined; they were just in contact with the muff. And what about the people that don't have sun breathing and can manifest the mark?
With the mark to wield sun breathing, we do know that it's not fully correct, as all the way back when Sumiyoshi was around, him nor his child had the mark before learning sun breathing from Yoriichi. This would suggest that the inverse could also be true, that people that wield sun breathing will also get the mark, as Sumiyoshi and his kid would know how to use sun breathing in order to pass it down to others.
So it's either you inherently get it because of sun breathing, or
because you're destined to be a sun breather,
or when you get sun breathing, you get the mark. It's either or, but it could be it's an interpretation of whatever happens. So whatever. It's not in the manga. It's
both
not stated.
correct.
It's not shown.
And
but
neither are wrong.
Two of these things could possibly be correct. So choose your path, homie, and you're always right. That's not how this works.
We also know that Tanjiro, before the Entertainment District arc, was training in conditions that were near the requirements into unlocking the mark. The only other character to train with
fever. It lets me use Hinokami Cry. I think my heart rate was more than 200 beats per minute, and my body felt like it was burning hot. And I think my temperature was over 39 degrees Celsius. So you're just saying he had a fever?
Says, it's a vague gesture in the direction of writing.
Yes.
in conditions that were near the requirements into unlocking the mark. The only other character to train with similar conditions is Gyome and Genya. And we can already eliminate Genya considering that his body isn't even physically capable enough for breathing in general.
Why?
So do you need to use breathing in order to manifest the mark?
Which leaves the only suspect left for this possibly being an error would be Gyome. However, with the context that I brought up of Sumiyoshi and sun breathing, the series does imply that if you are a sun breather, you will typically unlock the mark.
Because it's
typically based on
and
what?
He also said it implied it.
But that would also mean that there are times where it's not. So why did it do it this time?
Why didn't Tanny unlock the mark when he fought against Rui? Yeah, his heart wasn't beating enough though.
Time Demon Slayer takes place.
The vague direction quote comes from H Bomber.
Yep,
H Bomber.
It's not really a joke. It's like a vague gesture in the direction of a joke.
Been more than 100 years since an upper rank Kizuki was killed. Included on this list, and that is the Hashira. The Hashira are the strongest Demon Slayers in the Demon Slayer Corps. During this period, there are 9 Hashira. So, over the past 100+ years, not a single Hashira has managed to kill an upper rank demon.
I believe it was the vaccine video. The lab coat is sticking out to me for some reason. But it could have also been... It's not Flat Earth.
That's important, because it shows that Muzan's demons and the Demon Slayer Corps are not equal in strength. Until Tanjiro joins.
Now, the reason I bring this clip up is because of the implication that it was only Tanjiro for the...
Why does he keep doing these clips that are just have nothing to do with anything?
What is this video game?
Reason that the...
I believe it's Elden Ring.
Stalemate between the Demon Slayers and the upper ranks was broken, projecting the image of Tanjiro being the sole reason for this change, and to lump this generation of...
Hey, sir. The first ones killed were with Tanjiro.
Mm-hmm. And directly because of Tanjiro.
The next one killed was because of Tanjiro.
Mm-hmm.
The next one killed was because of Tanjiro and Miss Hashira. The next few killed were not because of Tanjiro.
Thousand Master Sman Slayer says, probably copyright.
4, 5, 6 were killed because of Tanjiro. He broke a 100-year stalemate and took out the lower 3 of the upper 6.
And it's the things start happening when he appears. It hasn't happened for 100 years. He appears, and all of a sudden it happens. And it seems kind of coincidental, don't you think? Maybe it was because of him.
Hashira with the pillars from the past century. Now watch this clip.
I've assembled the finest units since the first breathing swordsman of the feudal era. Go back a little bit.
This clip.
I believe. What evidence does he have about the previous Hashiras, their strength? I can't say that they're the strongest. He's just, again, this is all tell, don't show. We don't know any other Hashira from the past. So we're just assuming that he has innate knowledge of every single Hashira and all of his people who are here. He's seen them fight and knows that, oh man, Rengoku, you could beat the brakes off of Yoshi from back in 82. I'm just saying.
But again, here's another issue. Without Tanjiro there, the 6th does not get killed by Sound Man, by Tengen.
Maybe if you look at DS from a different lens, you'll see how good it is.
Why didn't the vampires show up in JoJo
We were
before
done
Jonathan?
with him.
I understand. But he was researching that. That's why. He was he was the reason.
And they got the mask.
Because he was researching it. That's why.
It wasn't inherent in his blood.
And they showed up before he was there. As evidenced by the past.
This
moth is just hyping them up.
Yeah.
He don't know.
This is a speech he gives to every one of them. Every time. This is in Rock Band's been there for like 2-3 generations.
He said that last time.
Here we go again with this speech. You are amongst the finest. Yeah.
He made from last generation was smoking these mugs. What is he talking about? He's just lying.
With snake hair? That's not. Why you lying to these videos?
You know that snake can tell when you lying, right? He can talk to a snake.
Bro,
nobody else can do that.
Bro, she can't even cut off demons' heads.
Yo,
what are you talking about?
Sucks, homie.
What are you talking? Poison? That's what we're rocking with. You think that's gonna take out a moth? All right, you got it.
You know that moth can hear us talking. He the sound man.
I'm not whispering for these moths. All right, I'm done being diplomatic about this.
The 8th sound moth that came round, Oroku Daki was better than him.
And he sucked.
Thousand Master Swan Slayer says,
Suck my dick.
Disingenuous
That's my
lazy.
request to you.
If you notice, he refers to this generation of Hashira to be the finest unit since the first breathing swordsman.
Hey, Rengoku was noted to be amongst the strongest of the Hashira, and he got ran through by Akaza.
And again, we're just taking his word. He has innate knowledge of every single Hashira in history. He has innate knowledge of every single Hashira before them, all of their abilities. You're the strongest mobs here, except for the person that can't cut off a demon's head. What Tanjiro and them did to get stronger was literally just running and doing push-ups and stuff. I guess she's not engaging in that to get a little stronger.
And of the feudal era, meaning this era of Hashira far surpasses the generations of pillars that were caught up in this stalemate.
And I just accept it because the manga said so, and I'm never gonna question anything about that because that's how you do analysis. The manga said so.
And again, Tanjiro helped defeat the first one, and then the next one. And then the next one.
It never happened in an entire century.
Like, he helped defeat, like, 4 of the upper moons.
Hope Can See Death says, Nah, when the district manager comes down and tells us how great the team is and you know it's all you and the day you quit the place will burn down.
It's literally, here's a pizza party. Y'all guys are doing great. It's like, you don't know me.
Closer in terms of strength to the golden era. Even the demons themselves implied that the Taisho era Hashira are on a different level from the ones they have faced in the past.
By the way, you said 2.5 hours.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
We're past an hour.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. We're gonna speed it up now. Big Up showing proof about the demon slaying, saying that this era of demon slayers are a lot stronger. Big Up's doing that.
So no, this isn't only because
No
of Tanjiro
evidence.
showing up.
Again, Tanjiro defeated like 4 of them. He broke the stalemate. Without him, that stalemate keeps going. It took his son breathing.
Tanjiro was the impetus of 6 or 7 of them getting a mark.
Keep this in mind.
Finally, we've got the fact that Tanjiro defeated an upper ranked demon at all. I'm sorry, but this victory just does not make sense. We've got 3 weaker than Hashira demon slayers. Wait. 1 Hashira.
Wait.
お前と話してねえよ。うせろ。お前上限の鬼じゃねえだろ。弱すぎなんだよ。
But she literally killed like 7 Hashira.
Yes. He did that, and then what happened? He lost an arm and an eye.
And would have died if Tanjiro was not there.
You can't be doing this.
今まで殺した柱たちと違う。お前は生まれた時から特別なやつだったんだろうな。選ばれた才能だな。
And guess what? Without Tanjiro, he's dead! How are you not getting this?
He is 100% dead, if not for the special boy.
Like, if they fought 1v1, he's donezo!
Yes. Like all the other Hashira. Yeah, you a little bit better, but guess what? You dead.
I need me a lolly right now. Someone pass me the phone.
Boy, a poison-covered blade would have helped that.
That he's super strong. That this demon has trouble
Morris
fighting
says,
Tengen.
I better stick with Tanjiro or I am finished.
Well, I'm finished.
Oh, I'm finished. Hey, this guy lost an arm and an eye and would have died if Tanjiro wasn't there. How are you not getting this? It would have died if Nezuko wasn't there because he was poisoned.
He would be dead. He would be just like all the other Hashira that he killed.
Tanjiro.
Luckily, they had a sun breather there.
Tanjiro made the cup run over. There may have been surface tension where there's droplets going in, but it never spilled over until Tanjiro. Because if Tanjiro was not here, Tengen would be dead. And of course, if Tengen wasn't there, everybody else would have been dead. But without Tanjiro, it's a wrap on this. A wrap. Why do people think that when he mean, only Tanjiro is the reason this happened?
Tanjiro is too awesome.
God, why is it so hot?
Because of the...
Little trouble there. Let's pick it up at 17. 5, 6, and...
We've got 3 weaker than Hashira demon slayers.
Not quite my tempo.
While this is true, the 3 fighters are not weak in their own regard. Tanjiro in previous...
they are the second lowest rank, number 1. Number 2, they would... No! Why did you draw his avatar better than he portrayed himself?
You were saying?
Yeah, they're the second weakest rank. There's one person who cannot use anything other than one form, and who's been shown to cut off 2 demons' heads up until this point. Who's a complete coward when he's awake and can't move, can't fight in any meaningful way. You have a Inosuke who, wild dude, but he's not taking orders. He's not super strong. In terms of episode 5 Tanjiro, absolutely he's strong. sidestep that muff. But in terms of the world, because he's the second weakest, if he was stronger, assumedly he would have went
Jay
up
says,
even higher in rank.
Zenitsu is as strong as a Hashira. He soloed new upper 6.
Ugh. With his new form. So yeah, they're not weak, but they're not strong enough to be like, I've killed 7 or 8 Hashira or however many Hashira, and y'all doing something against me? That don't make sense.
I don't know if we said thank you for the super chat. Hope. I was just thinking about that.
The state of you.
It's been a long night.
This arcs, with the use of sun breathing, was able to suppress Rui, one of Muzan's favorite demons. And third-party material, so take this with a grain of salt, is equal to Lower Moon's 1 or 2. And if you just want like a statement from the main series, Tanjiro compares fighting Enmu while not his true body to be weaker than Rui. And in the arc right after,
there's no way that he's weaker than Rui when he has a lower number and he has an additional Muzan's blood.
Yes.
Go back to what Tanjiro said.
Compares fighting Enmu while not his true body to be.
Or is he just weaker than the other guy? It can also be that Tanjiro has gotten stronger from all the training that he's been doing. So he perceives somebody who is stronger as weaker.
Weaker than Rui. And in the arc right after, Inosuke, Tanjiro, and Zenitsu help fight against Enmu, who is Lower Moon 1. However, at different sections because of the sheer size of Enmu's body, which was the...
He did not say they were weak. He
Yes.
said they're weaker than Hashira.
Gameraf5 says,
factual.
this the equivalent of if Genin Team 7 with Kakashi walked up and defeated Orochimaru.
Legitimately. But they helped. Zenitsu did nothing other than deal with lower demons on the train.
Entire train. Also, we know after the death of Kyojuro and Rengoku, they all trained for about 4 months and improved between the 2 arcs, especially Tanjiro. So it shouldn't be a stretch to say that they could be able to contribute at all. And they do not
Contributing and defeating
Living.
are different, and living, no injuries, are different things.
From Hashira killers. Daki said, I've killed Hashira. And they're going 3-on-1 versus her, and they're the second lowest rank, or second or third, lowest rank, and they're alive.
And Inosuke had to move his organs to survive. Because he should be dead.
4 months to beat an upper moon. Like, come on!
A centuries old upper moon that has killed collectively 15 Hashira.
accept their balance, as Gyotaro is way stronger than all 3 of them in that arc regardless. Tanjiro's main contributions against Gyotaro was either when Gyotaro was underestimating him, or Tengen was creating openings for Tanjiro. We know against Daki.
And what happened? He got his head cut off, thanks Tanjiro!
Yes.
Because a person of comparable rank, or even strength of Tanjiro, wouldn't have been able to do it without the sun breathing, because Tanjiro could cut off.
A few months of training boosts them that high is insane. Why all the other Demon Slayer members such
Why?
trash then?
Oh, they just didn't.
They're just not good.
Yeah, they just didn't have the motivation. They didn't have the drive. They didn't have the gumption.
The 3 had to work together to decapitate her. As Tanjiro, even with sun breathing, had trouble cutting off her head by himself. In fact, Tanjiro was unable to slice her head off by himself even when he was rage buffed to be the—
She's got super special neck!
Mm-hmm.
Guys, fellas,
paused.
strongest he was in that arc aside from acquiring the mark.
Not quite my tempo. It's all good. No worries. Here we go.
But he stayed alive, and he was instrumental in defeating a Hashira killer with 2 other people who are not Hashira, who are nowhere near to becoming a Hashira. This is going 3-on-1, being 3 okay people going 3-on-1 versus LeBron, and you're doing something.
Yeah, I think we've made that analogy before. Like,
it's I think it might have been MMA or Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, something like that. We've made similar points before.
And one demon that doesn't contribute to the fight much. It makes even less sense when you consider that the demons wield a poison that every character is for some reason immune to. A poison that every character is for some reason immune to.
Why do you suppose I just hurled a chair at your head?
Captain Mack.
The poison is supposed to at least weaken them, but they still manage to win.
Norable says, imagine someone going down on you and then her throat turns to ribbon. What you do loudly crying.
Hey. I've had worse.
And better.
This is blatantly incorrect.
Snort!
The only characters that are even highly resistant to the poison are Tengen and Inosuke. Tengen, a shinobi who had to go through intense training growing up and had to build a resistance.
But you said he was weakened to the poison.
Yeah.
Like last point.
Yeah.
To poisons. However, he is not immune. He is just highly resistant to poisons. The other character is...
But your point was he was weakened. Now he's highly resistant, and now you're using this point to be like, well, come on, you can't do both.
Inosuke. And in Inosuke's case, while I'm not the biggest fan of this explanation, I just outright hate it. And the organ shifting thing, by the way. He grew up...
You shouldn't accept it, man.
Yes.
Because you recognize it's dumb, but you're going, it is an explanation, and here it is.
The manga said it, so it's true, bush or not. Okay, yes, it did say it. It's bush. It should not have happened like this. Snort!
up in the mountains, so he has some poison resistance. But as you can see,
it is a demon poison.
It is a Hashira killing.
He grew up in the mountains, so he has some poison resistance. But
yep, there it is. Once again, I'll remind you this was terrible. Then don't defend it.
Yeah.
The explanation of why he shouldn't be able to.
But as you can see, neither character is immune to the effects, and both almost die at the end of the arc, if not for Nezuko's Blood Demon arc. The only other character that was poisoned in this arc was Tanjiro, and just moments after being stabbed by Gyotaro directly...
It's boring.
He nearly dies even while trying to use breathing techniques to slow down the poison.
But he doesn't.
Yes,
He's still able to muster enough strength to cut off his head when previously a non-poisoned Tanjiro with sun breathing could not cut off Daki's head. But a poison injured Tanjiro can cut off Gyutaro, the stronger one's head. That makes sense.
I don't see how you could think it's not a resistance to poison, if not an outright immunity, if he had the effects and then it does basically nothing to hinder him.
You know you can't use breathing to slow down poisons or your blood circulation.
How can they use breathing techniques while using a breathing technique to slow the poison?
The T-Rex 525
also, they all
says,
lasted till the end.
TBF resisting doesn't mean you're immune, so you can still be weakened by it. It's just the show didn't really portray them weakened,
Yes.
only told us.
Yes. Like I said, poisoned Tanjiro cut off the head. Unpoisoned Tanjiro couldn't cut off the weaker demon's head.
Black Bulls versus anybody is awesome.
No more than a minute ago, had to resort to forcibly stopping his own heart, so the toxin would temporarily stop spreading, so he could use his...
But he can still do breathing techniques,
Yes.
which means the blood and the oxygen is flowing through him and all of that stuff.
Musical score technique. This is a major reason why they won, even when faced with the circumstances that they were placed in with him being poisoned. Though I will 100% agree with anybody that Inosuke surviving being stabbed through the heart and the poison was complete plot. There was hell.
Upper rank.
Okay, but you're just accepting the score, the musical score, which was just like, I finally finished my score, and then the narrator has to go, okay, you didn't tell you about this, but that score, he hears and he it's a whole thing. Don't worry about it. Is this similar to the Transparent World? Who knows? But it's not. But it is. But who knows?
Demon has been killed in over 100 years. Then the fact that they managed to do it here just makes me think that the Demon Slayer Corps wasn't trying very hard. Even knowing that Tanjiro had to awaken 2 power buffs to pull it off. What this victory says to me is that over the past century, not one person in the Demon Slayer Corps thought teamwork would be a good idea. It took 3 Kanoe and 1 Hashira to take down an upper rank demon. There are 9 Hashira! Are you really telling me that none of them ever thought to work together to take down an upper rank?
Yeah, there may be a few things wrong with saying that the Demon Slayer Corps aren't trying hard enough. It is rare to even...
That's clearly hyperbolic.
Encounter a lower Kizuki, much less an upper rank. This is not something that you could really plan for. Even then, in some cases, they do.
But you can.
Oh, hell no.
Because on the demon train, the Mugen train, 40 people disappeared, and then they sent a bunch of lower ranks, which also disappeared. Then they sent 1 Hashira.
Hey.
Not 2 Hashira like he's suggesting, 1 Hashira.
And then in the mountain, they sent 2 Hashira. with the Rui and the spider.
Oh, imagine!
So they could do
all the
both.
Single furries, all the single furries, all the single furries, all the single furries.
Oh, y'all are a day early. How deep are we? Thank you for the super chat, Overlord.
We're making okay time.
Yeah, okay time. We're still doing tomorrow. DSP is forever.
DSP day.
Like your mountain on
the leader can see the in future.
Teamwork should be fundamental when fighting opponents you know are stronger than you, especially when they've been around for a century.
It should be the Hashira and the rank below the Hashira. They should always be together, and the Hashira should train the number one dude to go up the ranks. Because you got 9 Hashira, but who says that there only can be 9? There can't be 15 of them mobs. There's only 9 now, but if there's only 9, well, why is there only 9? Doesn't matter. Maybe there's 9 regions. Doesn't matter. Well, just have more. No, doesn't matter.
It doesn't even matter if there's 9 regions. Send 2 Hashira.
It doesn't matter. So why are they not paired off with the number one just in case you encounter something that the Hashira can't handle and you 15 mobs getting killed by Daki?
Wait, is he using endgame so often because this is part 2 and thus endgame for the how not to make a video essay on Captain Mack? I don't
Jay says, you mean like the Gote 13?
But it could be. Oh yeah, like Gote 13.
Send many of their resources, and eventually
that was truly like they had teams. Like I rule over you. You are my lieutenant. There's like 3 ranks below you, and then there's the grunts.
There's the Hashira, and then there's whatever Tanjiro is at this moment.
It's the Hashira, and then it's the main characters.
To Hashira, and in the Mugen Train arc, where they send the trio with the Flame Hashira to potentially face a Kizuki. We also know that the Demon Slayer Corps, especially the Hashira, are stretched.
Yes, they send a Hashira. He's going, send 2 Hashira. You go, well, they sent a Hashira and 3 not Hashiras, so what's the problem?
They're stretched too thin, but I would think 40 people disappearing on a train and then a bunch of lower ranks disappearing on a train would warrant an extra hand.
They're stretched thin, but they're doing nothing to resolve that other than doing
reconnaissance.
They're doing a training thing. And 5 people make it out of that out of 50.
Like, let's just say, hey, this is the lower 9th moon. And sending an extra Hashira means you have taken the lower 9th moon off the board. That is going to help tremendously regardless.
Why are they stretched in? Just see the future, yeah? It's selective.
Maybe actually show off those other 9 ranked Demon Slayers?
No, there's no time. I'm sorry. I can't.
Too thin across the country, so we do not see the Hashira teaming up with each other constantly. We don't
need it constantly. We just need it when there's a large threat.
When there's a report of 40 people going missing and Demon Slayers also going missing.
If you have the wherewithal to send 3 lowers, send 1 Hashira. Because it would be so much different if we saw Hashira like when the Rengoku thing happened.
Says, hear me out. Instead of Hashira being some kind of restrictive ranking of which only 1 breathing per Hashira, train multiple Hashira of the same breathing so that we have 7 RENGOKUS.
Oh, what are you doing, robot lady?
If it's all caps, she just spells it out.
No, she spelled out 7. She said 7.
Yeah, but if she doesn't know what it's called, the typical spelling of it.
Up.
Yeah, that's the only. What was I about to say?
Too thin across the country, so we do not see the Hashira teaming up with each other constantly.
So instead of sending 3 lower ranks, you send an extra Hashira. I've lost it. It's gone.
We see when they get into battle with these Kizuki, they try to notify other Hashira at times as they try to get Open Eye to get to the entertainment district. However, he could not make it in time and would have showed up too late.
Really telling me?
So he was there close enough to notify him in order to come over while the combat was getting started.
Mark my fucking words. I'm coming for you.
But he wasn't close enough to just go, instead of taking Tanjiro and them, I'm just going to take you. I'm just going to wait for you to come here, and then we both come. I, Tengen, am going to go alone, and then if there's problem, that's when I'm going to call you. Not I'm going to wait here for you, and then we both go. Cool.
It would have been different if during Rengoku's death and the letter stuff, we saw Hashiras taking out like a forest of demons, and all this, like minuscule cleanup of regions where, oh, there's 15 demons in the area and I've stacked their bodies behind me, or I've just defeated the 11th moon, or the potential for the 12th moon, that type of thing. But they're all just sitting around.
We're simply told that they're busy, and we're simply told that they patrol areas and get information.
We don't see the busyness. Miss Hashira was fitting around with a dummy. Love Hashira was just there.
None of them ever thought to.
So why were they allowed to come see Nezuko? All 9 gathered.
It was the time that their meeting occurred. It's convenient.
Work together to take down an upper rank?
そこには12気づきがいるかもしれない。柱を行かせなくてはならないようだ。行。はい。言わない。手短に発す。はい。この記者は8両編成だ。俺は後方5両を守る。残りの3両は黄色い少年とかまど妹が守る。君と稲頭少年はその3両の状態に注意しつつですね。遅いですよ。そもそも来るのが遅いの。
What point is this?
Yeah, I don't know what the point is.
応援が来てくれるといいけど。親方様、俺は死ぬから、せめて2人柱を頼みます。
What are you telepathically communicating with him? What are you doing?
There is a possible defense here. It's stated at some point, I can't remember when, that the Hashira are each busy because they cover a territory that they protect from demons. So maybe an explanation is that they simply can't get the Hashira together at the same time to fight an upper rank.
Correct.
But this is bullshit for a number of reasons. Number 1, they all gather in one spot twice a year to meet with the leader of the Demon Slayer Corps.
I don't get why this is used to debunk them being unable to work together often. The times we do see them having...
It doesn't need to be often. This has happened since Tanjiro's been a Demon Slayer. Let's just call it 18 months. He was training for 4 months after the defeat of Rengoku and all of that stuff. In that 4-month period, they could have worked together once. It could even be that for let's just say 9 weeks, because you're gonna take a week for travel. For 9 weeks, you patrol this region by yourself, and then you two team up to investigate the big rumors of the area.
Or if you're sending one Hashira, no, you're not. You're sending 2 at all times.
Hey, there was a big disturbance here. We're sending this Hashira since they're close, but I want you en route now.
This train ain't going nowhere. More people will die, absolutely, but we'll keep 2 Hashira alive to save people.
Question: where are these territories?
Yeah, they're just territories.
Yeah, there's up, down, left, right, up, right, down, left, territories.
Why didn't he re-record the line instead of replacing one with? There's no time. It's just simply.
Muzan sent 2 upper moons to the Sword Village immediately. He ain't got a bunch of up moons. But again, even if you don't have Hashira, you have rank 1 through 3 non-Hashira.
Just that are just walking around.
Let's get some of them. Where are they? Where are the pretty strong people?
Did we ever find out what Gyu was doing near Tanjiro's village at the beginning of the story? Why was he there? How long was he there for? Only one person believes in demons, so they're not common there. He's just patrolling, and that's his area, and I guess Tanjiro never saw him before.
Yep.
Discussed information is 2 out of 365 days out of the year.
Yes, but they have the time to take out that time. They have the time to be waiting around them, just be standing around eating food and standing around in towns. So instead of taking those,
the travel to go back to the place. And who knows if they're there for a day or 2. And who knows if they all arrive at the same time.
Shinobu apparently lives there because she was there with all of Tanjiro's training.
Shinobu and Gyu were sent out at the same time. So Gyu was already there.
Shut the fuck up.
Or in the area. So they went to go get Tanjiro and them and then bring them back.
Because it just doesn't... They must have been there because it wouldn't make sense for them to go... There's a disturbance over at Rui's Mountain. Come here to the Butterfly Mountain so I can send you there instead of just sending a crow straight there. It was close to the Hashira meeting, so maybe they just arrived there.
But that's what I'm saying. There are going to be days where Giyu arrives before then. So to just say 2 out of 365 days do not make sense because you got travel and you got people arriving early and later than everybody else.
And they can clearly take out that time. You telling me that they're busy for 363 days? Out of the rest of the time, they're busy every single day? They're not. But the story says so we have to believe that. So, do the Demon Slayers get paid, or is it just room and board? Yes, it does. It was a manga extra.
Says, bro said all over the country. Hokkaido to Tokyo is pretty fucking far, so is Okinawa.
They can all fly. But they said that, yes, they do get paid.
Why not train more Demon Slayers to be high? Why not train more to be number 2s? The second rank or the first rank? Again, these mothers don't matter. We only see grunts and the main trio fighting. We don't see number 1s and 2s. Hashiras are the only thing that matters and the main trio.
Shinobu had a pupil. Who else? Rengoku was like, yeah, I'll take you on, even though I don't know anything about your form. We have 2 alive Hashiras who are just retired and not helping to train people. Selfish.
Why not have a good rank system? Because it's not a good story.
We had 2 alive. I forgot.
Who's funding them? The guy.
The blind guy, because he can see the future and he cheats at lottery.
Yeah, he has a lot of money.
Should show how little they are able to meet together as a group. Now, imagine a scenario where you and a family member only see each other twice a year. And I were to say, oh, you guys are busy enough to see each other. You guys get to see each other on Christmas and Thanksgiving after all. I would imagine whoever I'm speaking to would respond with saying, no, man, I think you got it backwards. Shouldn't that prove that I am too busy, considering I only get to see them twice?
This is a terrible analogy because
this is awful.
A lot of times you just don't want to go see your family. I have cousins here I have not seen in years because I have no interest in going to go see Tanique.
You are not too busy to drive an hour more than 2 times in a year. Come on now.
You choose not to. Busy. You choose not to.
Out of the entire year? They do this to try and figure out where Muzan is, not where some lower...
So what's up?
Because at the end of the day, no matter how many upper moons or how many lower moons they take out, they will be replaced.
Hey, but if you take out an upper moon, it means 40 people don't die in a train.
If you take out an upper moon, that is a person that has been alive and has been eating people for centuries. The person that replaced them has not been alive for that long and will not be.
Why not just train people who already have combat experience to become demon slayers?
No, there's no time.
Hey, if you take out an upper moon, that means that Muzan's forces are weakened. So if you ever do find him, you don't have an Infinity Castle situation where you've got 4 of his upper ranks just sitting around waiting on y'all.
Yes.
Instead, here's the new number 6 that Zenitsu can defeat on his own. So who cares about the new number 4? That mob's getting done up by one-armed Tengen.
They also discuss things like how they should go about the ranks of the Demon Slayer Corps and the amount of attacks that have been happening and what they should do.
The ranks don't matter. So who cares that they're talking? What's the conversation? It doesn't matter what the conversation is. All that matters is that they're talking about it. Come on now, this could be a crow in a letter like, nah, this month ain't being promoted or whatever they're talking about because we don't know. We don't know anything about the ranking system. We don't know what they're talking about, so we don't know anything. But he's using that as a point of like, they're talking about it. Mom, they ain't talking about
No, taking 2 days out of a full year to discuss important matters does not disprove that the Demon Slayers are stretched too thin across the country, especially the Hashira.
Number 2. If that is the explanation, then it's indicative of very poor strategic thinking on the leader of the Demon Slayers that they can't organize other Demon Slayers to cover the Hashira's territory while they hunt the upper ranks.
We see that in that same episode that I was just referring to earlier. The caliber of the corps significantly decreased to the point where Sanemi questions if the trainers are blind and if the lower ranked fighters are even competent to begin with.
Hey, but what about them rank 1 mobs and them rank 2 and them rank 3 mobs? Not the mobs in the forest that got done up by Spider Lady twitching her finger.
And Sanemi is mean.
Yeah, and he sucks.
These
Chris
are
the
definitely
Joke
not.
says, I don't like assuming a lot about a story all the time. Otherwise, why should I care about the story?
But Demon Slayer is just so much assumptions.
The troops you want trying to defend large territories of Japan while you're
Hey, why aren't you training them if you're complaining?
Yes.
Why aren't you training people to train them? Why are you just allowing people to just be trained wrong?
Hey, Rengoku died. Who took over his territory? What's going on over there? What happened there?
Hey, and Tengen's out as well.
So do y'all just gotta cover more ground now? Then Miss Hashira should be able to just sit around and banging on a dummy. Love Hashira should get her sword and piece stuff out. She ain't got no time for rest. This one's for you. Isn't the top Demon Slayer guy related to Muzan? And that's why he got the plot cancer that you were the Super Chat Overlord.
They have history. But they're so busy. But Love Hashira, she's sitting in the Swordsmith village in a hot spring.
Yep.
Oh, they're super busy. Nobody who's covering her territory. The story don't tell us that, but they tell us that they have territory, so we have to believe that they have territory and people are covering them or not. Who knows?
But they have territories, but they can send two Hashira to the Swordsmith village at the same time just to go get new swords or check their swords or whatever. At the exact same time, not staggering them. No, at the exact same time.
Not you bring the swords to us.
Which they do.
While we're using this defective sword, I can still beat people with my defective sword. It ain't gonna be the best thing.
Says, also keep in mind, we don't know of any other flame-breathing slayer to even maybe take over for Rengoku.
No. So that's just a vacant spot now in terms of the world, their territory, the Hashira. This mob goes, y'all is the hypest mobs I done seen, and I know all the Hashira. Y'all the hype. Oh, two of them are dead. One of them's dead, and the other one's he's got one eye and he's got one arm, and he quit.
Yeah.
Oh no,
he's retired.
Oh whoops.
We took out one of theirs. They took out two of ours.
Oh,
cooked.
Fighters are trying to find demons that are rare to encounter. Keep in mind, even the lower ranks are few and far between. Before Sanemi even said all that, the Hashira reported that the demons were at an all-time high with their carnage. So it is basically impossible for weaker troops to cover large territories or the Hashira to go on wild
Again, we are just told this. We're not seeing any of this. Yeah. And if we did
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
If we did see this, we would know that, all these people who are getting decimated, now they know about demons. And now we have to question, hey, why is it not more well known? Rengoku fought the upper three alone, though, and he lived. He sure. He died.
Chases like you are proposing.
What point?
Number 3, if the Hashira can't get together, then why not make a requirement that each Hashira has 4 or 5 high-ranking demon slayers working with them at any given time in case they encounter an upper rank?
The answer is shared in the previous one. They simply do not have the resources of high caliber.
And we're told this.
Hey, who are the upper ranks of the Demon Slayer Corps that is not a Hashira? They don't have the resources, but I gotta assume they got like 5 of them. Who are they?
We at the time we had 2 alive Hashira, and they're training. Rokadaki's training nobody, because he's just like, I ain't even mean for you to succeed. And he's training people poorly because they getting done up by Hand Demon and Lightning Dude. He's training Zenitsu wrong because he can only do one form. And he's training Homeboy who can do everything but the first form.
Name one other flame breather other than Rengoku.
His daddy. Get banned, cuck. 3 Hashira! He was a Hashira!
Oh, yeah. But they're just sitting there chilling, enjoying their
But you're
retirement.
complaining about the trainers that we don't see and how they're training people wrong, how we don't see as well, but when it's time to nut up and go, Hashira training time, bring everybody here, they show significant improvement. But no, they're just stretched too thin because we say they're stretched too thin. Hey, why don't they do better recruiting? They just don't. It's dummies.
The top ranking 9 Hashira Demon Slayers are Tenny, Zenny, Eno, and Kano. And no one else. And Kano might not even.
Players to do this.
She can do
the
it
reason why they
before.
don't take on more apprentices is because, to put it simply, they are just too busy. The manga
Because they say that they're too busy. And we must accept the words on the page no matter what. You said that the Inosuke thing was bullshit, but you accepted it. This is bullshit. Can you not see somebody going, this is bullshit, and I don't accept it just because they say it? There's no way that you can be busy 365 days out of the year.
Why not have them travel with
363.
Why not have them travel with the Hashira, and then the Hashira take 20 minutes out of their day to train them specifically for Hashirish? Because I would like Tanjiro can get the general training with the gourd, and all of them can get the general training with the gourd and all that stuff for the total concentration breathing. And then Hashira specific training, like the Hashira training arc, you travel with me, you're gonna learn under me, you're gonna watch me, and you're gonna absorb, and then I'm gonna personally train you 15 minutes out of my day. And so 7 days a week, you're getting 15 minutes.
This guy would like the ending of MHA.
Big time. But what about Attack on Titan? Get out of here, cuck. We ain't talking about that. This whataboutism.
Yeah, I don't care about what other series did or did not do. I care about what Demon Slayer is or is not doing.
What about the cultivators, the entire Hashiras? Oroku Ducky only taught Tanjiro and not one else. Or he taught all the ghosts and they all died because they were ill prepared because he didn't check.
Yeah. He didn't want to actually train Tanjiro. He didn't want Tanjiro to actually succeed.
But all them other people, he was just like, dang, I'm this
hallucinations. Oh my god!
Instead of
that is so capped.
Hey, I trained Makamo for a year before, and she got decimated. So I guess I'll train Sabito for a year as well, and he'll get cooked. How about training them for longer? How about teaching them better breathing? Because Tanjiro and them went up to the Butterfly Mansion, and they were there for a couple months, and they learned total concentration breathing constant and the gourd thing. This month taught him, didn't even teach him basic concentration breathing. It was like, good luck. Rokudaki sucks.
But it was because he was so sad for his pupils that he didn't want other people to feel that anymore.
Why he had trained Sabito good?
Why did he train Tanjiro at all in that case?
It's stupid.
This very explicit, listing how many responsibilities that they already have to begin with.
One of their responsibilities is training, which they could do with a pupil.
Hirodaki is worse than third Hokage.
So what's the difference between Tanjiro walking around aimlessly, waiting for the crow to be like, hey, go here, and him walking around with the Hashira and going, hey, Tanjiro, go 3 miles up and the Hashira staying here?
They have many other responsibilities, including gathering information on demons,
which they can't do because the train killed 40 people and the 16 girls in the swamp.
And training to further improve their own skill. Of the many other responsibilities we've seen, one is sharpening their skills so they can take out demons and information to find where the demons are. Their jobs.
Come on now.
Too busy. The manga makes this very explicit, listing how many responsibilities that they already have to begin with.
Who they showed explicitly.
Patrolling an area as well.
Many other responsibilities though. So
other than patrol.
Yes.
One for all, full cowling, Detroit Smash!
Thank you for the Super Chat Overlord. Demon Slayer really needs a Naruto-like ranking system because it is real. It's just a Meat Shield, the main 5, and Nezuko and the Hashira. It would have been great. I don't know why you would introduce either the ranking system or that many ranks. Make it 5, have some 2s that are non-Hashira, just so we can see and keep it pushing. Thank you for the Super Chat again.
Noxious, and I can't stand them. This is Zenitsu. I hate Zenitsu. His 2 characteristics are that he is horny and a coward. His character does not have any depth beyond that.
Yeah, I don't like Zenitsu as a character. I mostly agree with him here, so I say let's skip this part of the video.
Prepare to fast forward! Prepare to fast forward! Fast forward! Fast forwarding, sir!
Why do you need that? It's not funny.
It's a thing. Okay, yeah, this is too long. Now.
Used to do it out of fear of being canceled. Luckily, I have no such fear, so I can say in plain terms that Rengoku is a terribly written character. The rest
Suck
of the
my dick. That's my request to you.
He's introduced by talking about how Nezuko is a demon and should therefore be killed without being given a proper chance, and that Tanjiro should also be killed for protecting her. After that, we don't see Rengoku again until Tanjiro and his gang get sent to a demon slaying job.
Maybe we get more Hashira that specifically train breathings outside of combat Hashira. Or maybe Hashira can have training shifts so that someone is always training.
Why aren't there people like Tengen who are technically retired that are training people? Hashira that lost their legs that can no longer fight but can still train other people.
Tanjiro was told about total concentration breathing. No Hashira helped him out. It was the little girls and I think Kano or Aoi. One of them helped him. And he figured it out. A Hashira can't teach him that?
On a train, where Rengoku immediately makes a complete 180 by being very friendly towards Tanjiro and his friends.
Context?
Now, credit where credit is due. One of
What's the context?
Rengoku's characteristics is that he's a very direct character. He doesn't hold back when he's talking. So you could chalk this up to that aspect of his character. But we're also going to see that he's an extremely kind and caring person. Wanting to kill Tanjiro without giving him a chance to explain himself kind of goes against that. Listen, Tanjiro, I think you're a great guy and I'm sure you have your reasons. But as you can clearly see in the Demon Slayer handbook, you broke the dress code policy, so I'm gonna have to kill you and your entire family.
Yo, where you going? Oh wait, can I say something?
Being direct and kind are not mutually exclusive traits from one another. He wants to kill
He didn't say they were.
Tanjiro because he blatantly broke Corp's rules by traveling with a demon and protecting a demon.
Yes, and he didn't give him a chance to explain himself, which was Mac's point, that he's shown to be kind and caring, but would not listen to Tanjiro's words.
After going, you're here, Shinobu going, you're here for a trial. And he goes, nah.
Ain't no trial.
Yeah,
The you talking about? Kill him and the demon. Cut their heads off. Got the sword right here.
Rengoku did not want the threat of Tanjiro's sister going and killing a human that would do irreversible damage.
Yes, but he's not presenting an argument of, hey, this is what can happen, so we should. He said, no trial, kill them both. And even if it's the threat of Tanjiro's sister doing that, it wasn't kill the demon and then let's hear the boy. It was kill them both.
Kill her and make him watch. Hard as his grief. I will use your grief to polish my sword. Oh God.
Oh my. These don't seem like the same person.
Rengoku makes this supposed 180 because he sees actual proof that she will not attack humans, especially when being presented.
We've talked about this. After this, he goes, I still don't agree.
Yep, he 100% goes, I don't agree.
With Merchi blood and Sanemi stabbing her multiple times, trying to infuriate her into attacking him. Mind you, this is the blood that all demons want to consume, as this is the rarest and most nutritious blood that a demon can consume.
That was later. That was later stuff.
Yeah. With Merchi blood is equal to 100 ordinary people.
Chris the Choke says, shout out Rengoku, the flaming donut.
Yes, sir.
This with Nezuko also being injured and purposely trying to be aggravated to attack him, there isn't really much that Rengoku can disagree with at that point.
After this, he goes, I disagree.
Come on now.
What are you doing? Come on. This is impossible.
Even then, he still doesn't fully accept her as shown in the Mugen Train movie. I think an example...
The what? The Mugen Train movie? Not the anime? Not the manga? Not extra stories? The Mugen Train movie. So it wasn't in the manga, so it essentially didn't happen. You can't use this. This is essentially filler that you're using. That's not a point to be like, nah, but he did. No. We're not using that.
I think an example of a character that can be direct and kind at the same time outside of Demon Slayer would have to be Obi-Wan Kenobi from Star Wars. He is very direct and strict to his Jedi code, but that does not prevent him from...
What does this have to do? This wasn't his point at all. I don't know why you're trying to disprove or prove that you could be direct and kind.
being kind to his subordinates.
Let's not
to his
forget
comrades,
Nezuko was also hypnotized by Rokuduki.
and his apprentice.
Never
He is kind,
forget.
much like Rengoku, when the situation allows him to. However, he will not.
Again, Captain Mack's sentence was credit where credit is due. He's a very direct character, and you could attribute his 180 to that directness. But we also see that he's a kind and caring person, but he didn't give Tanjiro a chance to speak.
I don't want your whataboutism, I want a point.
Not let his kindness get in the way of what needs to be done. Rengoku being direct towards Tanjiro in the situation that he was in doesn't contradict him being kind or those two traits.
He never once said it's a contradiction of those two things. Anybody can be direct and kind. That's not the point of what he said.
To be fair, why would you read the manga like an anime is right there? Again, you can't read this black and white.
Dude, truly one of the worst points we've ever heard in Revisited. And there's no joke there. It is one of the worst points we have ever heard in Revisited.
Unable to exist. He was simply just stating the fact of the matter. Tanjiro almost committed the biggest sign of treason that you could in the Demon Slayer Corps. He was working with a demon, traveling with a demon, and protecting a demon. Something that almost...
Hey, there are laws here, and there are egregious laws here. Do we go no trial, cut their head off?
Yep.
Take the punishment.
Take the
punishment.
Take the punishment.
Tanjiro, take the punishment. No trial, take the punishment.
Take the punishment, make him watch. Why? It's so bad.
This is acceptable.
Yes, let's put this out officially.
They won't be able to tell.
Take the punishment.
Everyone in the Demon Slayer Corps stands against. Which you can even see that this is almost how all the Hashira have the same viewpoints.
Almost all the Hashira, which means not all, which means a kind and caring person.
Norable says,
like...
Speaking of Nezuko's hypnotism, it makes her think everybody is her family. Blood stuff. So why the hell did she marry Zenitsu? When all she remembers
She's cured of that bush, sir. She's cured of that bush, sir.
Sweet home Alabama.
All demons blood dead. She's cured, sir.
Stepbrother, what are you doing?
But not all the Hashira. So a kind and caring person like Rengoku is meant to be. Should go, let's hear him out.
Yes. What are your circumstances? Especially with Giyu there.
Yes.
Who
vouch, could explain it.
Literally vouch for him. And the Rokuduki who sent the letter was just like, hey, yo, I'll kill myself. I'll do it. I'll be like that lightning cuck. Yeah, I can see the future. He's dead.
Yeah. And he deserved it. I did it.
As him.
This is the first time an upper rank demon appears in the story, so of course he has to make an impression. Rengoku is on his own to fight the demon, at least at first, and he puts up a pretty good fight. The demon clearly has the upper hand, but Rengoku knows he can't back down or Tanjiro and the other humans will die. So he fights on, for as long as he can. But the strength of one human only amounts to so much. I'm sorry, I meant the strength of one human only amounts to so much when they aren't the main character.
There it is again.
This comment is downright atrocious, as he implies that Tanjiro just solos Upper Moon characters on his own when this was never atrocious.
Yeah! Big ups!
As he implies that Tanjiro just solos Upper Moon characters on his own.
That's not what he's implying.
It was never the case. Let's list off every Upper Moon fight Tanjiro has been in and what
this is a real interpretation you're doing of his point.
Contributions were. In his fight against Gyotaro, we already talked about this one, but just to reiterate, he was getting mostly carried by the Sound Hashira and had significant amounts of help from Zenitsu and Inosuke. Even his sister
but he distracted him long enough for Tengen to get back up. If he didn't, he would have Gyotaro would have killed him and then went over to Inosuke and Zenitsu and killed both of them. He distracted him long enough for Tengen to get back up, and he cut off the head at the end. Don't discount that. And they helped cut off Daki's head. Don't discount that. Come on now.
In saving his life. Against the Hatengu clones, or Zohakuten, Tanjiro, along with Nezuko and Genya, work together to fight against the 4 emotions of Hatengu. When he fuses those 4 emotions, Mitsuri has to save Tanjiro, Genya, and Nezuko, takes on the main burden of fighting Zohakuten, so Tanjiro, Genya, and Nezuko can hunt the main body down. To say Tanjiro was doing...
and who cut off the main body's head?
It was Tanjiro.
Was he by himself when he
Random
did
Guy
that?
56 says,
Cool.
Missed the point breathing 4th form. What the fuck is a kilometer?
most of the work, or solo...
Again, it is not Captain Mack's point that he did it by himself. He is instrumental in killing all the upper moons that he's gone up against.
Again, 6, 5, 4, and whatever Akaza is. Let's just say 2.
Were he not there?
Oh, this guy said 3. So 4 through 3. I mean 6 through 3. Half of these mobs were taken out thanks to Tanjiro.
And the other half, they got the mark because of him, thus increasing their strength. So you can also give them the assist.
I won't give him the assist on... Oh, wait, no. Inosuke was there. That was that fight. Yeah, no. That's the assist. I was going to say Daima, but...
Tengu is just being disingenuous. In the Infinity Castle, when he faces Akaza, this is where you could probably make the biggest case for this argument. However, it is way more justified, as in this case, Tanjiro has...
Yes, you can make the argument, but it's justified.
But also, I'm going to debunk that.
Not even debunk. I agree with it happening.
Through many struggles fighting 2 Upper Moon demons and going through multiple training arcs, including a 4-month time skip after the movie.
Pause, wait a second.
No decency, no respect, no common sense, no fucking maturity.
Your point was he had minimal effect on the other Upper Moons. Now you're going, well, he beat Upper Moon, so that's how he was able to beat this one. You can't use both of them.
The training with the Yorichi Zero doll, and the Hashira training, which, if you couldn't tell, he was trained directly by the Hashira. Even then...
You mean like other people could have been?
You mean like how he was already trained by a former Hashira and was a bum?
Hey, how about when they do their meeting, they take a week out and all the Demon Slayers that are rank 3 and above start training under them for a week. So twice a year, they get a week of Hashira training.
They can't. They're stacked. They don't have enough people. I'm sorry.
He still massively struggles with Akaza and would not have won on his own. He needed help from Giyu to combat Akaza so he could figure out how to bypass.
You can't go, the main reason they beat the 6th moon was because of Sound Man, and then go, well, Tanjiro wasn't really because he had Giyu's help.
Death Compass Needle. Without Giyu, he would have never had the opportunity to accomplish this.
That's the argument of Tanjiro.
Yes, without Tanjiro there, Tengen would have died. He wouldn't have succeeded. Without Tanjiro there, Train Dude would have continued training on, I guess.
I forget about a couple times where Giyu saves Tanjiro, but Tanjiro also saves Giyu, but just bringing that up. In the main fight versus Muzan, to begin with, Tanjiro almost gets killed in the beginning of the battle.
Irrelevant!
Giyu, once again. Tanjiro and the remaining Hashira work along with Yushiro to get him outside the castle. And then once they go outside the castle, Tanjiro almost dies from Muzan's cellular destruction.
What is your point?
The Hashira with a few other fighters fighting Muzan without Tanjiro. When Tanjiro finally wakes up and all the Hashira have been defeated, he is fighting a much weaker Muzan than at the start of the fight. And even with him learning directly from Yorichi about the 13th form, he's not able to...
You're glossing over this?
No, it's fine.
He learned directly from this guy? Yeah. And that's cool?
He went back in time and he was just like, look, I'm gonna show you this cool dance. and he hit that shit. And Tanjiro was like, hey, yo.
Everybody, 1-2 step.
Oh, everybody gotta clap their hands. Okay, I see.
Take out Kibutsuji by himself.
See, you hopping 3 times. 2 hops
I'm doing 1. This changes the game.
He gets major contributions from Openai, Inosuke, and Zenitsu, along with some smaller but still important contributions.
What is the point you're making here?
I literally do not know.
I don't know what your point is anymore.
contributions from Sanami, Guillaume, Mitsuri, and finally
he's acting like that Tanjiro just solos Upper Moon.
That was not his point.
That was not Mac's point, but that's the point he extrapolated from that point.
To help Tanjiro turn his blade red. So with all this being shown, this comment is really, really, really bad. Tanjiro almost never goes on and just slays these demons by himself and just disproves the strength of only one human only means so much. Now that I think of it...
But the strength of Tanjiro contributed to half of these mothers dying. Literally, without him there, it's over.
Gamerath5 says, Tanny, you have to master the Cha slide in order to defeat Muzak.
Muzak! What is Snake Hashira's name? I don't know.
Hit heavy. He's from a snake village. Did you know?
Yeah, apparently. Well, that's a big snake lady. Too bad I'll never learn about her.
How about you read Rui and Snake Hashira's past?
And Daki and Gyutaro.
At some point, you're gonna have to if you're gonna do a big Demon Slayer. Shrug shoulders is crazy.
To quote DA, that wasn't his point, you idiot. When did I say that? I don't say mean things like that.
That takes out an Upper Moon by themselves was Muichiro. He was the only one to do that.
I object, Your Honor.
Wasn't his point.
To yourself?
But I would like to rephrase.
And Zenitsu. I
Suck my dick. That's my request to you.
So I'm sorry for all the Zenitsu fans out there. But to be fair, Kagaku a fraud.
He tries to kill the demon, but it isn't enough. The demon escapes as the sun rises because it sure would be inconvenient if the demon could still fight after killing Rengoku.
Characters fight Demon 1 for hours on end. Fight ends. Character says dawn is near. Character then fights Demon 2. Dawn happens. Crazy.
Here's why Rengoku's death doesn't work.
We talked about this. It is super convenient that he couldn't stay there for one more minute, kill all three of them, and then run away. It's super convenient that Rengoku didn't keep him there for another minute, and then the sun burns him to a crisp.
There is a very tight window, and the story happens within that super tight window.
This is the exact situation that needed to happen in order for Akaza to live and for the three of them to live. Any other thing happening, somebody would have died, and the story changes.
But again, there's nothing wrong with convenience.
Nothing.
But accept that it's super convenient and understand its point. Plot conveniences happen in every story, and it is totally okay.
How has it been hours on the train already? It looks like they just started the train ride.
They were fell asleep. Yeah. And then the soul energy of Tanjiro saved them.
We did not know Rengoku long enough for his death to be meaningful.
This can vary from person to person, but I'd argue that we do get to know Rengoku pretty well before he dies. We get to understand his motivations from his mother and why he's so adamant on protecting the weak, as that was her dying wish.
This is a very, very lame thing to just be like, my mama said to protect the weak.
Thousand Master Sman Slayer says, D, is Kaden a power scaler?
I hope so. He's my brethren. Firm handshakes all around. But it's not like part 4 of JoJo's, where it's just like, this dude saved me. I want to be a good person like this dude, so I'm going to emulate him in every way that I can and be a good person. She literally said, I'm fixing to die. You gotta protect weak people. And then he's like, yeah, I will.
But you can get any character's motivation, the sense of their character, in 3 chapters and then kill them off.
Yes.
Does that make it meaningful because you knew more about them?
Which he tries to achieve throughout
his life. Stop talking about my quotes!
Akasa's views on the week.
Minimal happiness is one of the crazy. Tender your resignation. Crazy.
Minimal happiness. Oh man, I was on one.
Deserves minimal happiness. I was in this chat for a bit. But no, I don't think so. It's kind of late.
Views on the week are emphasized even further in almost every exchange that him and Akaza have during their fight.
No, that's the point. They're opposites of each other. That's why Akaza has this worldview to run opposite to Rengoku, so they have some sort of connection during the fight, other than just, I'ma punch you, and you here.
Understand his feelings towards his family, especially his father.
Did you say they taste better before they turn?
I probably said that about the swamp demon.
Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yep.
Father, as he cannot figure out why his father has turned so cold, and one of his motivations for becoming a Hashira was to try to
those audio cuts. You gotta.
Norable says, just enough happiness to be miserable, little of it enough to end it all. The perfect prolonged suffering.
Basically what you
Oh my goodness. You get a bowl of soup, but it's not quite as hot as you would like.
Yes, minimal happiness.
Oh, that's so mean.
It's a chicken noodle soup with the soup a little too thick. I enjoy it, but it's not quite what I want for a soup. I remember to get them when they're young. That has nothing to do with meanness. Let me cyberbully him.
Gamer Josh. Let me cyberbully him real quick.
That was a mean one. Let me cyberbully him real quick. What the appropriate bullying? I think that was
Suck
a mean
my
one.
dick. That's my request to you.
Why do y'all remember so many quotes?
I remember the Momo one because we were talking about old dude. You're saying they're not hot.
No, I think I was Momo covering up when she got older. It was like, I can't. Might have been. Who knows?
Yeah.
Flame in his father's heart to get him motivated again, to get him out of his depression.
Yes,
I
you
feel
can
like
learn
this was filler.
But you can learn a good amount about any character if you just give them a pass and then have them have a X personality, like 3 personality traits, and then kill them 7 chapters later. It's not meaningful enough to Captain Mack. Spray bottle man racism was crazy. Who's ass?
This is 100%.
Real Luster says,
that filler
I'd rather
episode,
watch CP than this BG.
Oh my goodness.
That was not me.
Yeah, I was completely BG.
Yeah, don't do that.
It's not filler. I went over the manga recently.
Give me 4.
And it was there. Okay.
Yep. Give me 4 8-year-olds. I remember that one.
That was me beating children.
That's better?
Yes. Then the alternative? Sure. Kiss on the beat. Kiss on the street.
Big kiss.
For his brother, we see him constantly give him moral support as he barely remembers his dead mom, and by proxy, the kind father, Shinjiro.
Hey, Mac laid out that he's a direct but kind man. He basically described everything you did, like in a sentence, 5 minutes ago.
To be. He empathizes for his brother.
We read the manga. We don't care about the anime because we don't really care about super pretty animation. If it's there, cool. But unless it's a super detriment, animation means almost nothing to me. So watching Infinity Castle, it doesn't matter. I read the manga.
Child abuse is a better alternative. That's crazy.
Which is what you literally just said.
That's crazy. All right? Don't put that out there like that.
As he knows that he's had it bad, but then he figures that his younger
It's
brother
not good.
has had it even
I
worse,
disagree.
considering that he's never been around his mom. And as I said earlier about his father, we also know that he is a very supportive brother. As he's
You're basically just going through who he is as a person. And he went, well, we didn't get enough of him to be meaningful. And you went, but what about the synopsis of his character?
What about this time he was nice? And this time he was nice. And this time he was nice.
supports his brother no matter what path he decides to take, even if
That's okay.
That was the DSP song.
Yes, understandable.
he doesn't decide to become a demon slayer. Even Kyojiro himself implies that he deals with being lonely. And just going by his actions alone, we can see what he did to save all 200 passengers, saving the main trio. These actions, even without exposition, show and characterize the type of character that Kyojiro is.
He never said it wasn't a characterization.
So you're saying that
I don't want to learn.
I can understand that way. So are you saying that another Hashira wouldn't have gone through all that to save those people? Rengoku would have done more? Well, it's difficult to say because we don't know how another Hashira would have reacted in that situation.
Minus, we are not simple equal bad people here. We think it's not a good story. It has nothing to do with its simplicity or lack thereof. It is not a good story. I think Hunter x Hunter is not a good story, and it's not simple.
Is. And while he isn't as depressing or deals with as many flaws as the characters you bring up like Walter White, Kratos, and Guts for some reason.
DA, didn't you say you were afraid of women?
That pause was crazy.
He also said Walter White while Kratos was on screen.
Big ups. I'm afraid of the women. Pause.
I want you, child. Yes, that's quite recent.
Or
no, we do not like Hunter x Hunter.
As many flaws as the characters you bring up like Walter White, Kratos, and Guts for some reason. He still deals with his own problems in the time that we see him. As even on his deathbed, he still wants to try to resolve his father and his younger brother, trying to pass on words of encouragement before he goes on to the afterlife. He still thinks about these.
He's so nice.
What does this have to do with what Max said in that it's not meaningful because we don't get enough of him?
He's so nice.
Oh, but we got his past and his characterization. How can we not have enough of him?
Even when he's about to die, he's so nice.
Issues, even when he's bleeding out, because these things are that important to his life. If that does not speak volumes to who he is as a character, I don't know what series you are reading at this point.
Kratos, Walter White, Guts. What do all these characters have in common? They are incredibly flawed characters that the audience loves despite their imperfection. Because flawed characters are relatable. You, as the audience, can
always hated this point. Yes. Relatability equals it does not matter.
relate to Kratos' self-hatred, or Walt's selfishness, or Guts' rage. And even though they sometimes do terrible things, you root for them because you want to believe that they can overcome their flaws. Because that means you can overcome your flaws.
Yeah, I've never liked this point from Mac.
Flawless characters are not relatable because people are not flawless.
Point.
If the audience can't relate to a character, then how on earth are we meant to be sad about their death?
Anybody can be related.
How does he feel about the trio, though? Like, do we even know if he remembers Zenny's name?
Yellow Boy.
He doesn't. Yellow Boy and Boarhead.
Yeah. He was a ghost to somebody. I want to say Gyu. Tengen. And he said, "Yep, Boarhead, Yellow Boy." And
I said before that Rengoku's death doesn't work because we didn't know him long enough, but that's not really the problem. After all, I praised the writing of Himeno in Chainsaw Man, and she died in even fewer chapters than Rengoku. The problem is that Rengoku is written as an incomplete character. He has no flaws.
You can relate to stuff that he had to deal with growing up. Some people can relate to having a dad that struggles with alcoholism and doesn't care for them. Some people can relate to basically having to raise their...
Yeah, any situation is relatable.
Yeah.
Younger sibling. Some people can relate to losing their mothers at a very young age. Some people can relate to his positive traits of having a sense of duty. I think some people could relate to having a motivation instilled to them
by passing away a loved one in their family or somebody even outside of their family.
As we have real life examples.
Yeah, you can hear the cut in. It's in Fan Four Stick with the hair, with the wig.
The main focus of their character is to be selfish, self-hatred, or excessive rage does not mean people cannot relate to them. You can still relate to the positive traits of a character. Even though Rengoku doesn't show many internal flaws, we do see him growing from not accepting Nezuko.
I wouldn't say it's a flaw.
Him being considered a true member of the Demon Slayer Corps after seeing her shed blood for people on the Mugen train.
He has no relationship with the other characters.
Even excluding side material, we see him and how his family dynamics work, and we see him take on the mentors.
I low-key got sick of editing. Then wait until you're no longer sick of it.
This was a year in the making.
Hey, it's coming out in 2 more weeks.
We see him with his family. Who cares? This is not. He's talking about relationships with people who have any sort of worth in the story.
Yes.
student relationship with the main trio. He even goes on to lead them multiple times throughout the movie and teaches Tanjiro a technique.
He tells them to protect the train.
Yes.
His life. And once again, I'm mentioning his dying moments, but in his dying moments, he still tries to guide Tanjiro to give him motivation.
It's literally because Tanjiro is here. He doesn't have a relationship with them. They don't share any interests or anything. It's just you are here and you are strong.
Hey, in Ichigo mom's dying moment, she tried to motivate him. Does this mean?
Relationship didn't last super long. It was still there, and he had connections with
He never said it wasn't there. Well, he did with there's no relationship with the other Hashira. But that was the point. There's no relationship with the other Hashira.
Characters.
And we did not learn what he lived
He didn't say characters, he said other Hashira.
for, what his
Unless he
motivations
also
were.
said
And no, I don't count his desire to protect people as a motivation because his mommy told him to is a super weak reason for that desire since that relationship wasn't fleshed out. I don't count his desire to protect people as a motivation because his mommy told him to. Conversation anyway.
So, at this point, I don't even know what to say anymore. We clearly see Rengoku lives to protect the weak. He says this multiple times throughout
No, but he said it's a weak reason because his mom said to protect weak people. Again, Joe
525 says. Also keep in mind Rengoku offered to train them all, which counters Kaden's point about Hashira being super duper busy to train anyone.
Yeah, they just asked and he said sure.
A lightning breathing, a self-taught breathing, and a breathing style he knows nothing about.
Big ups.
What was the point?
I don't even know what to say anymore. We clearly see Rengoku lives to protect the weak. He says,
"Oh yeah. Like I said, it's not like JoJo's where I'm gonna internalize this thing and live by what this person lived by, just being a good person and helping people when I can. It is literally, I am about to die. Don't disrespect your mama. Protect people." He went, I got you.
But see, that's the thing. You don't. Like I said. Also, keep in mind. Also,
oof. Craziest thing ever said.
Multiple times throughout the film. His actions, as I discussed earlier, characterizes what he'll do for people that are weaker than himself. His motivations were already clear from the get-go. But we never knew what was the source of that motivation, why he is willing to leave everything on the line to protect people that
The source of the motivation is what makes a character.
Yes, and that's his mom. It's not because he's a good person. It's not because he wants to protect somebody. It's not like he failed to protect somebody before and he's like, I'm going to triple my efforts to protect people. No, he was literally told to do this.
Fortunate to have the level of strength that he possesses. But when he is put in that life or death scenario, we see when he goes through his memories, and if you know how that works in Demon
Racketeer says, that Star Wars clip of Han Solo shooting the screen probably took him months to edit that. Maybe that's why part 2 of this response took so long to come out.
It's pretty difficult to make it seem like it's on screen because it's not just flattening. Yeah, it's a lot.
Go through the most important memories to look for a way to escape death. And for that memory to be a conversation that he had with his mother, to be the motivating factor to keep him fighting, and to potentially defeat Akaza.
Yes, because his entire motivation is my mom told me to protect people.
And Mac's point is, this is weak.
You're not countering the point is weak. You're countering that he has a motivation.
And it's important to him. It's not that it's weak in terms of, he's wishy-washy about this motivation. No, it's weak to the audience because there's nothing behind it because his mom just said to do this and he's doing it.
Speaks volumes, as the words that she is saying are so important to him that this is the reason to keep pushing on despite knowing that he is going to die, to give him the adrenaline boost that he needs to hold him there until sunlight. We do not need a full anime episode or an exposition dump on how much his mother means to him when we already have the pieces.
No, that's not what he wants. He wants a stronger motivation.
This is another catalyst, man. Get to the point. We don't need an episode to really absorb his motivations and what he wants and who he is as a person. And we could do it in 3 pages and be done with it. We got the skeleton of it, so it's good enough.
That wasn't his point.
But exactly, it's not the point that he needs an episode or an arc or whatever. It is just a bad motivation that somebody told you to do something and you just go, cool. That's all there is. We don't need 20 to 8. Oh no!
Oh yeah, what is wrong with that guy? He's so dumb.
earlier in the film or earlier in the manga. This moment just brings it all together and makes his motivation clear as to why.
No. It doesn't bring it all together. All it does is show you, oh, this is why he wants to protect people. Because his mom said so. Oh, okay. That's all it is.
Can I just say I hate Rengoku's flame sword hilt? The flames are always facing the opposite direction whenever he's slicing, and it irks me to
Do you think he was just like, swordsman, hook me up with a hilt?
Yeah, I got you.
I'm the fire guy.
I can't stand this motherfucker. I'm gonna do it the opposite way. He ain't never gonna know. Yo, this is flames.
This is the exact way that I wanted. Oh, he's happy.
Whatever, get out of here.
So much for him to protect people that are basically ants. And in the final clash against Akaza, once he gets out of the flashback, the first person...
Can I just say I've always hated when people have their avatars on screen. They do that. I'm saying this word with infinite emphasis and anger and stuff, so it does that quick zoom in. Like it's the camera technique of a person doing it. It's always irked me.
He thanks is his mother. He attributes all the credit to her. And when Rengoku...
What point do you think you're making?
Big style.
What point do you think you're countering?
Big style.
That's what I would love to ask somebody anytime they finish their entire point. Like, I would love to just sit him down, have him listen to his entire point right here, and go, what point do you think you counter with
says,
these words?
Tanny, you must fix Hild. You're destined to do it right. So it for me, Tanny.
Do it. You gotta... It was wrong, Tanny. It was always wrong. I knew it. I just couldn't admit it.
Because I'm so nice. I knew he did it wrong and I still used it. I acted like I was happy, Tanny. You gotta fix my mistake, Tanny. Be your own man.
Kill the guy that stuck my sword.
That's the entire point, Tanny. Nothing else. That's my
embarrassed me for 2 years.
He laughed in my face, Tanny. We don't let that stand. My next stop after this was his house. And I can no longer do that, Tanny. So I need you.
To finally pass on, he asked his mother if he did his job that she
Oh
asked
my
him to do.
goodness. Again. It's not good enough.
He killed the swordsman and Akaza. The man that
in that order.
And the man that killed me.
In that order.
And when she smiles and tells him that he did a splendid job, his face is filled with
I've
relief.
never counted her as a ghost in my recollection of ghosts in the series.
She's a ghost.
And here she is just ghosting around. Big ups to the ghosts.
And satisfaction before he passes away. These scenes communicate clearly and effectively the relationship that they had.
Clearly and effectively.
The ghost.
But again, that's not his point. It's not, he didn't go, it's not effective. He said it's weak. And you're going, I guess your counter is it's strong because we get to see how much it affects him.
Because Rengoku is affected by it very deeply. Mom's genes are weakish.
Ian Lester says, did he just rush out this video because he has constantly misunderstood or misconstrued these points?
I think he rushed out the video. I think he got a good bit of it done. But he saw old dude's video popping off. And he went, now's the time for Demon Slayer content. Because people are searching for it.
Yes.
He's near death. That's clearly a hallucination, which is so cap.
Despite them not sharing many scenes.
Well, to have Rengoku exist and have his death be meaningful. One easy way would be to make Rengoku an asshole. When Rengoku was first introduced, he had no faith in Nezuko and wanted to kill Tanjiro. Let's keep that. Then, when they meet on the train and the demon attacks, have Rengoku try to kill Nezuko because he's convinced she'll attack the civilians. Make him a hindrance on Tanjiro and his team because Rengoku's priorities aren't straight.
This doesn't really work for multiple reasons. For one, the only reason Rengoku wanted to kill Tanjiro and Nezuko in the first place, he saw them as compromising the Demon Slayer Corps and their rules. He never had any personal vendetta against Tanjiro. He saw them as compromising...
Master, I respect it from the bottom of my heart, but I do not understand this, and I am against it with all my strength.
With all my forehead. And I got a lot of it.
They called me Five-Head Tanny. You got 3 people on the list to kill, Tanny.
In the demon circle.
Them. Kill them, Tanny, for making fun of me.
Who is them? Who am I killing?
Do it. There's so many. It's my dying wish, and my mother taught me you must follow that.
He never had any personal vendetta against Tanjiro. He simply observed somebody breaking one
Hope
of the
can
core
see
rules
death,
and one...
says, did this work Kana in D. Gray Man is kinda what Mac describes and he is great.
Yep, D. Gray Man, everybody's favorite
for them
series.
to
Big
face
up.
punishment for said rule being
Take
broken.
the punishment.
Secondly, this doesn't work as Rengoku had seen Nezuko stabbed multiple times.
And after that, I am against it with all my strength.
But it doesn't matter. You can never have any doubt. You can never be like, oh, she's just gonna be eating people in the background. You don't know how she replenishes her strength. They never said that she replenishes it by sleeping or whatever. So you're just going, well, I guess maybe we just sacrifice some people?
With Merchi blood, which is basically catnip for...
Yep, have a good one, Blank Canvas. We're a good, maybe 30 minutes after.
Demons, which I already discussed earlier. So Rengoku understands that she will not attack anybody, especially those with blood quality far lesser than Sanemi's. Anyone with basic understanding of logic or a basic level of critical thinking could figure out. The third reason this doesn't...
Crazy bars, crazy. Everything's got to be a basic level of critical thinking when he
doesn't work is because...
So you got a dog, you go, this dog is perfectly trained. Look, I'm going to put this piece of bologna on the ground. I'm going to tell him to heel, and the dog doesn't eat the bologna. You walk away, and the dog does eat the bologna. Did the dog eat the bologna because you told him to, because you were there with him to stop him? Once Tanjiro gets out the room, who says that Nezuko is going to heal like that? We don't have that piece of the experiment. We have the super blood, but we also have Tanjiro going, don't do it, Nezuko, don't do it. Mm-hmm. As a dog would. So if he goes out of the room, who knows what's gonna happen.
If Rengoku truly wanted to kill
especially since we see she does go after a human in a later arc.
Nezuko, he simply would.
Leo Lester says, you know, Fanny, the go in Rengoku means 5. Even my name reminds me of my 5 head.
Kill the numbers, Tanny! kill the concept of numbers! Rank 1? No, rank...
resistance from Tanjiro, because at this point, any of the main cast is nowhere near strong enough to even compete with him. Much less even see him when he is running casually. After all,
let's say Nezuko's asleep. She wakes up when all the people are still around them. And she jumps into the fray. And Rengoku could think she's about to attack the people, but she attacks a coil of the demon that is about to attack a person. It can be in the back of his mind.
Always.
And he can go right after her and then go, no, it was actually for this reason.
One scene.
Noted that Tanjiro was...
In math, Teddy, I believe in you!
Not at the level of a Hashira at the Entertainment District arc. So without completely nerfing the Hashira in general in the story and just working with what we have, the only way for Nezuko to be saved from Rengoku is for some sort of plot contrivance. As Nezuko herself is comparable in speed.
We know that Demon Slayer is not immune to plot contrivances. Mm-hmm. So let's not act like that couldn't be a possibility.
To the trio, which is much slower than any of the Hashira at this point.
Rengoku is not a bad character. He's just incredibly sterile and boring. As a result, I can't feel bad about his death, which means his death does very little for the story.
Just because you felt nothing for his death does not mean it did little for the story. In fact, his death caused a lot of events and character moments within the story. Rengoku's death is what allowed Tanjiro to relate to Giyu when he wasn't training and was still feeling guilty over the death of the one who saved him when he was younger. Had Tanjiro not gone through a very similar experience to Giyu, he more than likely wouldn't have been able to empathize with Giyu and understand what he was going through.
Sir, his family got killed. Why is that not the impetus of which he goes, yo, my people got killed too?
It wasn't just Rengoku, the guy that you knew. And if it's still relating to somebody that you knew that's dead, hey, I saw that ghost kid. He's just chilling out there by the rock. Like, what the
Yeah, I freed him though, so you can never talk to him again. Sorry. Whoops, I guess. I avenged him, so he went away forever.
His dying words also caused his father to get out of his slump, which then led to his father being one of the 3 Hashiras defending Nezuko during the Infinity Castle Arc.
And who did he fight?
Hallucinations? Oh my god. That is so cap.
No one. And what purpose did relating to Giyu do? Nothing.
The thing that resulted because of Rengoku's death in the story was him going through his memories, that Rengoku remembered records that his family would keep, and that may include information for Tanjiro's sun breathing. If you read the story, those books actually helped a lot, so that's a major impact on the story yet again.
Go back to that.
But that has nothing to do with his death, because if he was alive, he could have went, yo, the records, though.
Books actually helped a lot.
Thousand Master Sman Slayer says, "Can I just say I hate Rengoku's eyebrows?"
They're really bad. He wasn't even aware of the 13 at first. There's a 13th form of the dance of the flame god.
And then he went back in the past to learn it.
So it doesn't matter if he knew about it before or after. It doesn't matter because it doesn't say how to do it. He just went, oh, I'm going back in time, baby.
So that's a major impact on the story yet again. Rengoku's famous line, "Set your heart ablaze," stays with Tanjiro throughout the toughest battles that he has to face throughout the series.
Yeah, because he was a guy that died in front of him. That means nothing.
And are you telling me that made him 5, 10, 15% stronger?
Because even before this fight, he was still doing all this. Let's say Rengoku died before Rui. Then he would have just screamed, "Set your heart ablaze" during that time. It means nothing.
That panel says nothing about Tanny learning anything from Rengoku's book. Why do you think that it was on screen for 0.5 of a second?
Using it as a motivator to keep him fighting, even when the odds
as far
are
as characters go, who's the worst Hashira? Love Girl.
Snake.
Ooh, Snake is strong, but I don't know his whole story, so I can't.
That's why.
Yeah, you know what? You know what?
Stacked against him.
Like, personality-wise, there's nothing enjoyable about Snake
You know
Hashira.
what?
Any other Hashira, I can extrapolate. And an interaction I can get out of them.
But I feel they come as a pair.
But you only feel that way because Snake Hashira is nothing.
Yeah. And he was just like, yeah, I like her. And I want to snake bone you as our ancestors and our descendants. I hope we can snake bone. What?
Yeah, I hope we're reincarnated at the same time as essentially ourselves, and we live in the same area still, and then we both open up a shop together, or we both work in the same kitchen, whatever.
That's an oddly specific dream.
And then their past ghosts are looking at the reincarnated body, just like, this muff called his shot like a mother.
I didn't have kids. Why that muff look like me?
Yeah, is that me? If you're reincarnated, does your ghost still? Because it's got to be like your soul or essence. But I don't know if you are the person that was reincarnated or just a piece of you is within them.
Yeah, I think you are no longer a ghost. You in there. If you lose a piece of your soul, you lose all the soul. So if your soul goes into a reincarnated person, hey, that's you now.
But it's not you.
But if that reincarnated person dies and go to heaven, it's not like you can be like, hey, yo, Orokodaki, it's me, your boy. That's just a whole new person.
Yes.
So Tanjiro essentially ceases to exist.
And if that reincarnated person dies and comes back as a ghost, do they come back as the person they were reincarnated from or who they were when they died?
I would say it would be their strongest ancestor you would come back as. So there's a ghost tournament to see who gets to be.
Death says, we can't talk about fish.
We finally got enough.
Descendants of Tanjiro, assemble to see who gets reincarnated this time.
Here's the bracket for the 16 Tanjiro.
Tanjiro, Banjiro, Manjiro.
Tournamentro begins.
It's a tournament of Rengoku, but Tanjiro. Universal Instinct Tanjiro.
True Mark Tanjiro.
Sun Instinct Tanjiro.
Water of the Sun Tanjiro. Mark Month Tanjiro.
Into the tanning bird.
This one's for you, Randy. The reincarnation was one of the worst things in the series, and that's not saying much considering all the other bad things.
So saying his death did little for the story because it personally didn't resonate with you is not the correct way to view that.
But if it didn't resonate with him and he feels that it didn't do much to the story because of that, how can it feels like you're looking at it subjectively, but then you need to look at it objectively after that fact, when it's all subjective anyway.
Oh, if he had died and no character even mentions it or even cares, then yes, it would do little for the story. But when...
You don't need to mention it or anything to do something from the story. Like, Ace isn't brought up a lot, but it did a lot for the
Thousand
story.
Master Swan Slayer says, D, a thoughts on Nemu from Witch Watch.
Love her. She's third favorite character of the mains.
I don't know nothing about this Witch Watch.
Unbelievable.
It has major impacts on other
Would
characters.
you rather me continue Witch Watch or go to Ink's Dance?
You know what the answer is.
Dragon Instinct Goku. Dragon Instinct Goku.
True Bless Tanjiro after the drought. Super
Shadow. And causes certain events to occur, then no, it did not do little for the story. I hate that I have to point that out.
Huge thing about Genya, that is the ultimate example of the complete lack of focus in this series. Genya cannot use breathing techniques.
Let's go!
For some reason.
Let's go!
That will never be explained.
Read.
Although we do not know the exact scientific...
Okay, we're moving on then. It's assumptions. What are we doing here?
You just talked about interpretations of the story in the beginning, and now you're just interpreting it from the little bit of information we have. Dragon Instinct Tanny. Dragon Instinct Tanny. Dragon Instinct Tanny.
reason as to what will or will.
True Zone Eagle Eye Tanjiro. Just all the bullshit we hate. Full counting 1000% Tanjiro.
Not. We do know that it is down to the physical capabilities of the user. As that.
Hey, there's a certain person that can't cut off the head of a demon, but can use breathing.
How about that?
That is what was verbatim stated for Genya's case.
Doesn't have great physical ability and can't use breathing. Not so can't use breathing. And can't use breathing. Why can't he? Because there's another person with not great physical abilities that is a Hashira.
Yes.
And can use breathing.
And again, the manga says so. So you're debunked.
Jay says, Dragon Instinct Tanjiro to the top.
Nah, he sucks.
This remains consistent as people like Senjuro and Kaguya are also unable to use breathing, or at least effectively. Even very powerful people.
Homeboy has super AIDS, and the other dude is a child.
Yeah, who just says, I couldn't do it.
With breathing like Tanjiro had to train to the utmost extreme to even learn the breathing forms.
Hey, again, there's a person that, and so on and so forth.
Could you go back to that screenshot?
Yes, sir.
With breathing like Tanjiro had to train to the utmost.
If he feel like they're about to be torn off, lungs, heart feels like the blade damaged beyond repair, but still swung. Even so, is this learning him learning breathing, or is him trying to cut the rock? Is it him doing the Urokodaki training? What is the context of this?
Extreme to even learn the breathing forms.
Literally, just breathing a certain way.
Oh, we're done with Genya.
Yeah.
死ぬほど鍛える。結局それ以外にできることないと思うよ。
Something's telling me it's a bit more than just breathing a certain way. It's almost.
Hey, the story doesn't say that though.
Is Tanjiro dead? So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. It's
like-
hyperbolic.
Your body needs to be physically capable of doing it or something.
No, because again, one person cut off head demon, but can still do it.
What does it mean to be physically capable of doing it? What do you mean?
Lung capacity.
Diaphragm, nose, mouth, throat.
They could have easily just given Genya asthma.
Easily.
And so he can't breathe deep enough to do total concentration breathing. So his body is not physically capable enough. And then even then with the eating demon thing, it can go, the second he's out of his demon form, he wears out quickly because he can't hold that breath. So he needs to constantly have a piece of a demon around to fight. But we see him running. He survived the Hashira, I mean not the Hashira training, but the in forest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Could be anything.
Yet for some unexplained reason, Genya is incapable of breathing, apparently. The only reason we're given for why breathing could possibly be inaccessible to some humans is that it's apparently very taxing on the body. So all you need to do in order to explain why Genya can't use breathing is to tell me he has respiratory problems or something.
Hey you, below 5-foot man over there.
Yeah?
Dunk this basketball on this 10-foot hoop.
I don't think I can.
Sure you can. It's just jumping. It's easy as that. You just gotta jump.
I don't think I'm physically capable of doing that.
What? Look at LeBron James. He can dunk. Surely you will be able to as well.
Is that Tanjiro?
Do you think there's no 5'10" man that has ever dunked a basketball? Or ever could?
Again, you just are told he cannot.
And how is that not analogous to basically what he said? Give him a physical limitation to not be able to do the thing, and you go, hey you, why not you?
You are physically unable to dunk this basketball, but I'm asking you to do so. Well, I can't.
Because I'm physically unable to. Give him a respiratory illness, so he's physically unable to. And so even if asked to, he can't. And you're going, hey, dunk the ball!
His mother
Thousand Master Sman Slayer says, black people can just jump higher.
We can. Alright? It's just a fact.
Just fact.
But if I remember correctly,
who was it? That baseball coach is like, black people have the thighs,
the extra bone in their
It was so.
Jesus.
What are you doing?
But piss.
Doing that.
What? Look at LeBron James. He can dunk. Surely you will be able to as well.
Is that
physical limitations, respiratory?
Oh yeah. If I remember correctly, his mother attacked him when he was a child, and Sanemi had to kill him. Why not just have the mom stab him in the lung?
Yes.
And that's the reason why he can't breathe properly.
He
You tie in the backstory with the reason why he can't breathe.
Tanjiro is special. He has the mark on his face that increases his physical abilities, as well as the ability to use sun breathing, which is inexplicably stronger than the other breathing techniques. These abilities are what set Tanjiro apart from the other demon slayers, and it's that edge that arguably allows him to break the stalemate. So what the fuck? Genya is special too! The motherfucker can literally use the power of demons against them, yet he's been unable to achieve the same feats as Tanjiro?
Man, if only we had a clear indicator on whose abilities were better. Like, whoever came closest to defeating Muzan, or whoever defeated Muzan.
Hey, why wasn't he there to help with an upper moon when Tanjiro has taken out 3 of them, is what he's saying. The same types of feats. He does not need to be taking out the number 1 when Tanjiro takes out the number 2 and go, oh, I'm better because my ability. No, just you have this super special ability and it's going to allow you to do this thing.
And it's funny because he talked about Tanjiro not being the chosen one, and sun breathing is just whatever.
Racketeer
Now it's just like,
says,
no, he has sun
they
breathing.
made
which
of
is
my
weak.
forehead tanny. They called me Two-Face. They keep saying, hey, make sure you don't burn your other headfire Hashira. Get those bastards, Tanny. Tanny, wait, who's the enemy again?
Surely that doesn't exist, right?
Hell, Genya's abilities are theoretically better than Tanjiro's.
No, he shouldn't. Narratively, the most powerful ability that humans can acquire is sun breathing. The attacks that Muzan himself fears. Meanwhile, Genya's abilities has been seen by the Upper Moon Kokushibo before, and they're not even scared of it. And there's pretty
He
good
said, go back, because he said
Genya's
300
abilities has been
years
seen by
ago.
the Upper Moon
300 years ago. And you see, when he moves on so
where's the
fast...
Present evidence of what you're saying.
When he moves on so fast, there's a reason why he does that.
Kokushibo before, and they're not even scared of it.
Where does it have to go? Oh, I'm not scared of this. I have no reason to let a fake demon like you live.
And there's pretty good reason if you think about it.
Also, keep in mind, didn't Genya train under the stone Hashira further, poking another hole into Kaden's Hashira so busy point yet again? Yes, he did. They have a combo attack in the new Demon Slayer game.
Why wasn't any other swordsman able to learn it? Because they weren't.
That's
the answer.
Not the point. He didn't mean strongest. He just meant better.
If you were so far beyond Genya's base and physical capabilities, how is Genya meant to eat the demon flesh when they can move faster than his perception?
How about they cut off a piece? Like, the number 2 has been defeated. Eat a piece of the number 2. Cut off a piece of the number 1's finger and he can eat it. Anything.
The blood. A piece of hair.
Almost causes Genya to almost be a supporting role or needing much stronger fighters to damage the demons so he can...
So it would have been great if he was paired with a Hashira, huh?
...the flesh to consume. Also, considering that he can't use breathing would also deny him access to abilities like the Demon Mark on command.
Rakater
and
says,
the transparent...
which power is better? The power to keep up with demons or literally getting said demon powers? I don't know how this guy misses the point.
And a super healing.
World. Both require learning breathing to use. Compare that to Tanjiro.
Show me anything that says that the invisible world needs breathing to learn.
Or consistently use the transparent world, turn his blade red on occasion, and use the most powerful breathing style. The same one.
Why does he
one that almost defeated the most powerful demon.
Man, this sounds like Chosen One stuff.
This guy said theoretically, because you could eat a piece of Muzan and gain the abilities of Muzan. That's the theoretical point. So theoretically, there are a lot of ways you can write Genya to be super useful in the story, and he is not, which is the point he's making.
This is also a part of Genya's character, as he had to learn that even somebody as weak as him could be a major factor in some of the most important battles of the series. Genya having abilities that would make him equal to a Hashira or equal
Big ups cut.
He was so up there. Yeah, you should have cut that a little quicker.
Tanjiro would just ruin what made him so special to begin with, to find workarounds in his lack of talent to become effective in battle.
And lastly, to add insult to injury, after Tanjiro and Genya fight together, Genya suddenly stops being the massive asshole he was shown to be. He's just a nice guy all of a sudden. That is not character development. He was never given a reason to change, nor did he go through the process of changing.
Put it that way, sure, it seems like that isn't character development, but how about we go through the arc and see what happened and why he decided to change his mind about Tanjiro. At the beginning of the arc, Genya was distant and wanted nothing to do with Tanjiro. But when Tanjiro not only giving Genya the main role of cutting off the demon's head, meanwhile Tanjiro and his sister held off the other clones, so...
Again, you're not understanding his point of we do not see him go through the process of change. He just changes.
Somebody trusts me, and now I'm changed as a person forever.
Genya could do so, or attempt to do so, risking their lives in the process. Not even mentioning that Tanjiro has saved Genya's life, and Genya helped save Tanjiro's life.
Again, this would be like...
Thousand Master Sman Slayer says, I miss Purple Hoodie Man.
We all do.
This would be like we went through Namek, and then we jumped to You're Better Than Me Kakarot. You always have been. The next time they see each other. Like, we have not seen what happened to lead up to that. He did change, and the reason for the change is Goku saved his life and did the thing he wanted with Frieza's defeat, but we don't see the process to get to the You're Better Than Me Kakarot, and that's the problem. We don't see the process to get to C. We got A plus blank equals C, and you're going... Well, A's there and C's there. What's the problem?
That is why Genya becomes so friendly with him. They are both working towards a similar goal and put their lives on the line for each other. That is
no,
cause
but
for
what about
character
all the times where he's not rude to anybody else? Understandable that he's not rude to Tanjiro.
I wouldn't even say understandable, but go
in
on.
his opinion.
But
But literally everybody else, everything that we've seen before, he was super rude. Now completely gone.
Genya did not suddenly change his mind about Tanjiro out of nowhere.
It's not about Tanjiro. Captain Mack didn't say Tanjiro at all. He said his character completely changed. How he treated people changed.
Saved his life and was willing to let him take on the main demon, and he had shown respect towards Genya, which not many do in the Demon Slayer Corps. People that are
not many do in the Demon Slayer Corps. Showcase that because he's training with the #1 Hashira dude. Who else? His brother? Yeah, no, he didn't get respect from his brother, but nobody else he interacted with to say that he didn't get respect.
Says, "It's 5 a.m. What the hell are you doing?"
It ain't 5 a.m. It is 10:23 everywhere on the earth, and if it's not, it should be.
Also, just curious, if Genya can have a gun, why don't other Demon Slayers have a gun? This is said to be the Taisho era, and guns do exist.
Nah, there's
because shut up. That's why.
Yeah, because shut up. Sorry, they can't. They don't have a
the
gun.
The fact that they don't have a short arm gun to slow demons down is ridiculous.
Completely.
Sword and guns for everybody. America. 923, 923, 1023. Each time supremacy.
Big ups.
Big the ups.
Willing to risk their lives for each other, I would imagine would gain great respect for each other after they accomplish their goals.
I would imagine this. I'm just assuming, which I said I wasn't going to do, and it's not productive to an analysis, but
you can respect someone and still hate them.
It's just that simple.
And therefore the Demon Slayer Corps is not even general knowledge. Demons are few enough in number that they're seen as urban legend. So that begs the question, what is going on outside this limited sphere? If we're in the Taisho era, then how is World War I affecting the Demon Slayer's ability to operate?
Can you say that again? Just the way you said it. Just the same way.
If we're in the Taisho era, then how is
World War I affecting the Demon Slayer's ability to operate?
Why would you have a character say it the same way and then speed it up and slow it down so it's not the same way?
They simply aren't. Their participation in the war was minimal and was external to the country.
This is a part of world building. You said it in this particular time when this big thing in the world was going on, that maybe we should have some sort of information about how it's affecting things.
And Do Retry did this! Of all things, Do Retry did this!
Good Arm.
Good Arm did
My
this!
beloved.
Meaning they did not fight on their own land. Even then, they had casualties less than 5,000.
That's not the point. It's a part of world building to open up a newspaper and go, dang, that Hitler though.
Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't World War One.
Legend of Dragoon.
Future dude just go, dang, that Hitler though.
Legend of Dragoon opens up basically with Dart reading a
Overlord
newspaper
Silverheart says,
about the war.
Genya American breathing. First Amendment. Saw off.
Legit.
First Amendment.
First Amendment.
At about 1,000.
True Goon Arm retry 10.
Retry Tanny. Ugh.
Why are fish and boars in the Soul Society? We don't think about that.
Yeah, we don't.
We can't. We're not allowed to.
Or less. And obviously, 0 casualties or dead civilians. The greatest impact I could find that this war had on Japan was a boom in their economy. Maybe this
You
is just
don't
me,
understand
but how does
the
this
point.
affect the Demon Slayer Corps operations? Hey, I'm going to stop myself real quick. If anybody's made it this far in the video, yeah, I've been saying Demon Slayer Corps a lot, and it wasn't until I read a comment saying that I've been saying it wrong all this time. So please ignore that and any other time earlier in the video that I've said.
Hey, I like that this guy understood that he's been saying it wrong and went, I will correct myself in the future. As opposed to Trigger going, who cares if it's corpse?
That I can't speak English apparently, so apologies for not knowing how to say core instead of corpse. Yeah, my bad. An organization that is concerned with protecting humans from demons that only reside within Japan, and I heavily doubt that the corps are widely concerned about the economic prosperity of the country.
But see, that's the thing. You don't. That's see, like I said. Also, keep in mind. Also,
because they could do a great many things if the economy is well to protect people from demons in the shadows.
If the yen goes down in Japan, that means that you have less yen, and maybe you can't afford the sword repairs, however much that costs,
or the 300 Demon Slayer Corps members.
That is not a part of their goals whatsoever. So I really wonder why the series didn't put an emphasis on the Great War and why people weren't running up to Tanjiro asking him to enlist in the Japanese military. Really?
This is terrible. Demon Slayer wants us to believe that demons are a threat to humans without showing us how large of a threat they are or if they even impact daily life for the average person.
Okay, so before I wrap up this video, I just want to add this
in. That was a weird overlay.
And quickly, we do know how much it affects civilization?
No, we actually don't.
This is filler. Big ups.
Yeah, the people in Tanjiro's village, or under his house in that village, there's one guy that goes, demons exist, and everyone else is just kind of living life, blissfully unaware, as a legitimate massacre is happening 2 miles
from Tanjiro, pedo light breathing form 8. You telling me these kids aren't hot?
But yeah, we don't know anything about
Overlord. That would have got a big laugh out of me, but Robot Lady, boy, yeah,
cool down. But yeah, we don't know anything about that dude. How demons impacted his life, if he were attacked, if he just heard about him. We don't know anything about that dude. That's the point.
Yes.
We don't know how it impacted his daily life.
It's not like people are going, we have to go into the house and put the wisteria over the windows or whatever at night because the demons are coming. This isn't from where, my workout time. This isn't from where every night they know, hey, these monsters are coming. And do not let them in. Do not open doors. Do not open windows. That's how it affects their daily lives. Because everything they do is in relation to that actual thing happening. We know the impact of zombies on daily life for people. Even if they're in a community, we know what zombies do to this life.
Know that it's so minimal.
It was not a good video.
Don't know that demons even exist. They even view them as myths, depending on some of the people that.
Yes, that's a problem. It's stupid.
Jason,
so we don't.
Goku T23 is more important than workout time.
The fact that some people think that they're myths tells us that we don't know enough about their daily lives.
Yes.
In the series, which is also a part of world building. And it shows how effective the Demon Slayers are, at least with keeping it out of the general populace to where even
they raised the town that we know of. 50 moms are disappearing in a forest. 14 girls are disappearing in a town.
They are killed. It's not really like, oh my gosh, demons are on the loose. Just want to add that in quickly. Just saying, you mentioned stuff earlier about external factors, and that would be a part of internal factors for world building, but who knows? And that is the video. By now you should understand why I view his video as flawed. Even if you agree with some of his points, I think we can reach a middle ground. And once again, this video is not made to be an attack on Captain Mack as a person. So do not go over to his channel and harass him. We are just talking about anime, and I'm just simply disagreeing with the points that are being made. There's no reason to go and attack him as a creator. He puts a lot of effort, and I do think a lot of you would like his content. So support some of his videos. We are very similar in the sense that we are both just trying to make some content on YouTube and talk about series that we like or dislike. So there is no need to tear another creator down on this platform. I recommend checking out his
very much
video
are
as I personally enjoyed the video a lot. Anyways, have a great rest of your day, everyone, and thank you for waiting for this video. Goodbye.
Oh boy. Another miss. Oh boy.
3 hours is what I said. 3 hours.
We had issues with old boy coming in and addressing them. If we did not, it would have been closer to mine. Big ups me. Sure. I won.
But what was it actually? Don't interpret what would have happened.
I'm just saying.
YouTuber breathing first for Persona music in the background. All right, yeah. Tomorrow's DSP day.
Goodness.
DA has new. I have old. We have DSP tries it. Anything else in the pipeline?
T. Morris says, "Is Mana's won a Hall of Fame?"
Anomaly. No Hall of Fame.
Mana's one was terrible. Literally on the screen saying.
Without that, it would have been perfectly fine. Yeah, you're arguing for a series you love.
But this is, no, it's not the strongest. Like, it's here.
Well, well, you're wrong.
Somehow people don't believe demons exist, even though people are disappearing. Somehow people not even doubt it as how they go out. I got the gist of it. Yeah. No, it just doesn't make any sense, and we don't know enough about it when towns are getting raised, and they're just like,
I am not caught up in Nui's Exorcist.
10 chapters of Nui's Exorcist.
Yeah, there were only a handful of manga that I stayed current on.
Get out of here.
And one of them I kind of just dropped because it's pissing me off.
What?
It was the slice of life with the girl that was a fashion girl, and the dude was coming over to clean her house. Hematin.
Clean up my house, bitch.
Thank you for the super chat, Overlord. -1 just because he was the most respectful one we seen go at Captain.
Sure,
which
but
is
his
crazy.
points were still terrible.
Yeah, for sure.
And just beginning it with, I don't do none of that assuming.
And then, my assumption is, so for Hematin, this is gonna be a quick spoiler for anybody. I was really looking forward to her being his friend and supporting him going after his childhood friend that he liked, and just being a supportive friend. But then it just turned into, dang, I like him. And now it's like this love triangle harem, and I hate that.
Yes.
I would have loved I am your friend. That is all we are. Let's rock it out, and let's get you with the girl you should be with. But no! God! So yeah, I've soft dropped that. I'll pick it back up at some point, but that pissed me off. I think the only things that are super current that were in those things is Kiyoshi. I love Kiyoshi. All right, we're out of here. DSP day tomorrow. Regular visited next week.
Asterisk.
We're gonna close
Maybe
off.
Not because it all depends on how far I am with the Eric.
Oh yeah, maybe no revisited next week because we do have some things going
Racketeer
on.
says, out of topic, but which is better? Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad?
Better Call Saul. If nothing else, we will have a video next week, whether it's a regular revisited or I put up the voting is open video, and then y'all can go vote for viewer request month. Bad to worst ranking to responding to Captain Mack. Honestly, Zaleros might be number 1, then Triggs, then Kaden.
Yeah, that's the list. Triggs somehow didn't get first place. Big ups.
Big the up. Liar Sasuke is pissing me off because it will have a 9-star slice of life going on, and then I'm happy living life, and then Corpse, and it's a 9-star event, and then it gets interrupted by slice of life stuff because it's so good. Everything you want, everything in it. You want the slice of life stuff, but the Corpse is so good. Then you want the Corpse, but the slice of life is so good. Oh my god, I love Liar Sasuke, y'all. Please. Oh, Bad Artist? The one we just did?
Oh, dude, he's top. He's number 1.
Really?
Yeah, over Zalaris.
So him, Zalaris triggered Kaden.
Yes.
legitimately. What you read manga for?
Oh yeah, the black.
You reading this for? Ew.
We gotta redo our creators tier list.
We keep saying that.
We've got to. Maybe one of these months before viewer request month, we just do like 2 tier list streams and a DSP month, as opposed to in regular streams, just to get some of this out our blood.
Nah, we're never gonna do it.
Book cooks.
I ain't one of them book cooks.
All right, we're out of here. Y'all have had enough of our voices.
DSP Day.
Yep. Enjoy yourselves. And
Racketeer says,
where would Goku
Captain Mack to Demon Slayer fans, you could not live with your failure. And where did that bring you? Back to me.
To me. T23 would go in Anomaly.
Yes, 100%. Top of Anomaly.
Number 1. Ooh, not with Phil. Or was Phil his own?
I think Phil was his own.
All right,
even
cool.
Still.
Over Phil?
Phil ain't hitting us with Dragon Instinct Goku. Phil ain't got it in him.
Are you sure?